Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine. Hope everybody's doing amazing. Everybody's been sending me this video first off, asking me to take a look at it. I decided to look at it live. I decided to look at it without hearing it first so I can give you guys my organic thoughts. So we're going to have a great build today. All right. The traditional man versus the 50-50 man. This presentation, of course, was brought to us by Yada Awakening. Shout out to Yada on the content. I'm about to go through it, and we're going to have a great build. So before we get started, have you guys saw this video yet, and what did you think of it? Whose side did you mostly agree with, and why? This is before we get started. I just want you guys to get in the comments, like the content, share the content, and comment, family. So let me know. Freddie Fields, peace to you, King. Welcome in. Lee, peace to you. Peace, my lovely wife, Lacey. Peace to you, my lovely wife, Jamie. We're here, guys. So place in the comments if you don't mind. If you saw this video already, the video is covering my face. Doesn't show me that. That is crazy. Let me just take the video down for right now, and we'll pop it back up here in a second. Here we go. All right. So the video was covering my face, huh? That's weird because to me, it was not covering my face at all. That's crazy that it shows me something different than it shows y'all. And that's weird that in my StreamYard, I can see my face just fine in the camera, but it's showing y'all something different. That's blowing my mind. Let me take a look at that, see what's going on. Let's see here. All right, so guys, place in the comments what you guys think of this conversation so far. The conversation, if you've already heard it. And whose side did you mostly agree with? Whose perspective did you mostly see through? Whose perspective you mostly agree with? You know what I'm trying to say. It was in front of my face. There, you cannot make this stuff up. You can't make it up. See, it's in front of my face. Let's see here. I'm gonna test this out before we get started. Let me just see here. It'll pop back up on here on my screen so I can see it. It is in front of my face there. See if it changes here. Let's see. Okay. So that's fine. You guys can see me like that, right? Cool. All right. So since I know you can see me from there, we can go from there. All right. So if you guys saw the video, what was your thoughts on the video? Let me know. What were your thoughts on the video if you've already saw it? I don't need a woman that isn't willing to contribute, says Egoon. Okay. Just watched your video on Facebook. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Carl. Which video was that and what you think? Hops and love. Peace to you. Peace to every one of you guys. I see y'all in the room. So if you haven't saw this video, that's absolutely fine. But if you have, I'd like to know your thoughts on this video. Whose side did you mostly agree with? Whose perspective did you mostly agree with? And just before we get started, I just want to kind of, check the temperature of the room. I want to see who's here. So if you're a man on here and you feel like Yada feels that you're not a man unless you are contributing for the whole family, providing for that family. If it's 50-50, not sure you can call yourself a man. Do you guys understand where Yada is coming from if you saw the video? If not, do you understand where the other brother is coming from? All right. I think that was a great conversation, a much needed one for our community. And men need to have more and more conversations like this. We really do. The one on the way to my live. Okay, that's dope, Carl. Greetings to every humankind. Absolutely. Bring in that good energy. Okay. Thank you, Arlene, says I have not seen this one. Okay. I think you'll think it's a great conversation anyway. I don't mind it being 50-50, but I like the old traditional way. Okay, Tiffany, I can understand that. Oh man, I thought we was talking about the Keisha and Joe drama. My bad. We will be soon. I did interview them today, and boy, it was a debacle. It went horribly. I got to be honest with you. We couldn't even complete the interview. They have much more work to do, and you guys are going to see them arguing like there ain't no cameras around. They really have some issues that they have to uncover. And I asked Keisha on her way out if I can actually mentor her. She thinks Joe needs it more than she does. They both really need it, and the relationship needs it, of course. The way they're talking to each other, the way they deal with their issues is not healthy. And if they don't change that, they won't have a relationship for long. You understand? But definitely tune in for that build. It is challenging. Believe me, it was rough sitting there going through it with them. All right. So they definitely have some things they need to clean up, and it's going to take a lot of work. And, you know, I believe they do strongly love each other. So if they do, maybe they can work through it. All right. Egon said everyone isn't going to be rich in this society. So to say because a man can't absorb all of the cost of living, right. I think I already know where you're going with that. That's great. Great. All right, family. No further ado. Let's get to it. All right. Y'all ready to go? Type yes in there. Hit like if you're ready to go. If you're ready to go, hit like. Tell me that you hit like. I want to see these likes get up. Where the likes at? We ain't got but a few. I don't even see what the likes are. Hit the like button, family, and we're going to hit started. We're going to get started right away. If you don't mind, hit that like button for me. Show me some love, family. Show some love here. Show some love. About to have this build now. Let's get those hearts up. Let's get those likes up. I don't know if I can see the likes, but I know we ain't got a bunch of people in here who refuse to just hit the button like, right? Just hit that button right there. I know everybody don't like me, but I don't think that many people don't like me. Like, hit the button now. You got to like me a little bit if you're here, right? If you're here watching, you got to like me a little bit, even if you like me to hate me, right? Let's get those likes up, family. Okay. Let's get started. All right. Let's dive into it. Here we go.
It's hard out here. And you talking about, oh, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You know, you still on there. Oh yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right?
Now, this video starts off. You can hear this brother's frustration. Fist clasped together, you know, doing a lot with his hands. You can tell he's highly frustrated. He doesn't like the fact that he's being told he's not a man simply because of the situation that he's in right now with his family, right? And so he starts off by saying, man, it's hard out here, brother. And guys, we know that it is hard out here, right? Now, from Yada's standpoint, who has already figured it out, he's manifested his life now. Of course, he's looking through the lens of someone who has been through all this already. He knew that it was hard and he didn't let it stop him. So he's at a place in his life where he knows you can't let that make you quit. It being difficult is not an excuse. Wipe that from your memory. Men shouldn't live in thinking like that. We should just live in the doing. Don't sit here and tell yourself that it's hard. Don't sit here and tell yourself it's difficult. Just go hunt, man. Just hunt, right? A man has to learn how to do that. A man has to learn that he doesn't have other people to depend on. Even when he does, he still has to learn to be an island to himself, right? Don't go around borrowing money. Figure out how to get it on your own. Stop walking around with your hands out. Because to be a man, you have to understand that you are built for utility. And the sooner you understand that, the more confident that you'll have. But if you don't understand that, you would truly want to, you truly live your life in a way that says you don't trust your own abilities, which means you'll end up asking people for stuff before you figure it out on your own. And as a man, those things cripple you. Someone always coming to your rescue, but we do know that there's that time frame when you first start that it's difficult, but that means you got to push through it. That's why I believe we should go back to men having a rites of passage, women too, but so you can actually truly call yourself a man and have a certain amount of skills that go along with that. Not just be calling yourself a man because you turned 18, because you made a baby, or because you can reproduce, right? A man should embody certain principles. They should embody certain logic. It should be a certain standard. You shouldn't just be a man because you're a male and you lived on this planet for 18 years, right? So Yada is saying that as a man, you should push forward and not complain. You should not make excuses. Well, the other brother is saying, well, hang on, if it's difficult, why can't I admit that it's difficult, right? If times is hard, why can't I have my wife help me while times is hard? You're saying that takes away from me being a man. I'm saying that's life, right? Let's go back and we'll continue from there. Let's do this.
If I'm going 50-50 with my woman, it's hard out here. And you talking about, oh, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You know, you still on there. Oh yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going.
Great question. Family, what y'all think of it? Talk to me. He says, I'm out here working. I'm out here providing. I'm trying. What you expect me to do? I'm on $14 an hour, right? What's your thoughts, family? What do you expect him to do? He's on $14 an hour. So what I would say to that brother is live off $14 an hour. Now, that may not be the life that he wants, but if a man says, okay, I'm going to make sure before I marry a woman that I can take care of a family. This means that he knows that he has to make more money before he marries, because the women that he takes into his life, the children that he has in his life, they're going to be subject to the income that he makes. If he understands that he is the utilitarian, he should make sure that he has that as the provider before he adds anybody to his life. I tell my son, make sure you can take care of yourself, someone else, and someone else before you bring a woman into your life. Okay? Please understand that, because if you're dating this woman and you with this woman and it's a serious relationship, you plan on getting married, you have to understand that you do multiply simply by doing that sacred act. And a man must be prepared for his family to be enlarged, right? To grow, right? So keep this thought in mind. When I was a child, I spoke and I acted like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things, right? So one of the things that you can say that would make us childlike is believing that someone's always going to be there to help us and do whatever. One of the things that we can say it makes us man-like is accepting that, hey, your decisions are your own and they shape your life, nobody else's. So you're going to have to take responsibility for your life, the money you spend, the people you allow in your life, because inevitably your life will look like your decisions, right? Ain't nobody here to help you. You born by yourself, you die by yourself, you know, blah, 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 woo-de-woo. We understand this, right? So for me, I look at this situation and I say, okay, if a man is looking to start a family, what should he do, right? He should first make himself a utilitarian, right? Work on his body, his mind, and work on his plan so he can know how he's going to access wealth and become very, very good at it. So someone can depend on him because he's so good at it. Someone can depend on him. That's the thing that he leverages for a family. A woman should not commit to a relationship unless she sees those qualities in a man. Do you understand? Now, I'm not saying that she says, unless you make it all, I'm not willing to be with you. No, she should at least see potential in that man and a future in that man. So he may not have it all today. And she may say, hey, I'm willing to meet you halfway so I can be with this great guy and build with him, nurture him up to being the man that ultimately he's going to be, right? I'm with that. I'm behind that. I believe that every couple should struggle together, survive together. Right? So before I hit play, let's go all the way back. I want you guys to see it from my mindset. I hear Yada. I hear the brother. This book right here that I have is called The Modern Family and Traditional Family as You Know It is a Broken Home. As you know it, it's a broken home. Now, we know what a broken home is. It's a family without a mother and father in that home. We call it a broken home. But what I'm suggesting is that whether you have a traditional family where the man pays all the bills and the woman does all the nurturing and cleaning and cooking, or you have a modern family where both pay on bills, both people clean, it's still a broken home if you do not understand certain concepts, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys about this book and sort of how I see things. Now you can see this home right here. It's a home and then this shattered glass over it, because the concept of a family instead of a tribe is to have a home in a neighborhood, in a community with a neighbor beside you on each side, right? A neighbor, not your family members, not your cousins, not your mother and father, not your siblings, but neighbors, right? Now, that's a broken home. I believe we should live together as a community, as a tribe. I think we should think more tribe instead of family. And I think adopting the concept of family, where you move off to a place with your wife and your family separate from your mother and their family, I think adopting that idea makes us weaker, because we were stronger when we understood that it took everybody's contribution for the whole tribe to survive, everyone's. And we all lived easier because of it, because there were so many hands now that's helping. Now you said, okay, we're going to limit that to just a family should take care of itself. So now you just got a mother, father, child, where you had cousins, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents on all sides. Like you had all these people and everybody was contributing in some way. So take away the matrix, take away the brick and mortar, take away money. Imagine we all have to survive in the real jungle, in the real world. We all know that we have to hunt, and we all know we need food, right? Food that comes out of the ground. So we know that all of us are needed to accessing that food, right? So what the matrix does, the brick and mortar, is it separates us from our natural selves. So now we're trying to survive in a fictitious world where we think money is the end all. This causes us to sacrifice many skills that we would have had to gain if we had to go hunting and growing for ourselves. Does that make sense? So now how does the family work in this structure that we call the matrix, right? I'm thinking that it should work the exact same way it will work without that structure in the matrix, because in the structure in the jungle, in the structure living out in the natural world, we had to see the value in each other. We had to see the value in our brothers, our sisters, our mothers, our fathers, our children, and we had to see the utility in them and the purpose for them, right? Your children are not just somebody that you raise and move out. They're somebody who ultimately will help you hunt and plant. They are added hands to your family. They are multipliers, right? They enlarge your territory. So if you just look at your children as people you have to take care of, and then off the strength of you, off of your back as a man, just you, right? You're going to mess up and not give your child everything they need to survive, right? Do you guys understand this? Because I feel like we have a baby bird mentality that we keep flying out and bringing worms back to our children who are strong enough to hunt on their own, to fly on their own. And they could have learned this ability by the time they reached puberty to hunt on their own, right? How old does a baby bird got to be before it can hunt out and get a worm? How old is a lion before they begin their hunt, right? What we're doing is we're saying, you stay home, baby lion, you stay home, baby bird. Let me go out and get all the food for you and bring it back. Now they're crippled. And if you ever ask for them to contribute, they don't want to. They disagree. They don't think they should ever have to contribute to help the family out, right? So you're not really raising a tribe, you're raising a family, which is a broken home. Your children are not you multiplied, they're their own self. They think they're here for them. They think that they're supposed to go out and keep all the money they earn. So just imagine you're like a family of wolves. Okay. Now your children has now gotten big enough to go hunt. They're big enough to hunt on their own with you guys as a pack. Y'all go out and y'all get the kill. And now your child believes they shouldn't have to share the kill with the whole family. That's their kill, right? So something is broken there, right? Because they've lost what it means to sacrifice for your family. That mentality is supposed to go with you to the next family that you create. We're not teaching that to our children now. So there's a lot lost in that, right? There's a lot lost in the understanding of what the benefits a woman brings to a home and a man brings to the home. It's so lost that we think a man is simply utility and a woman is simply nurturing, when both have this ability, family. So again, go all the way back. Men and women could hunt. Did you know that? It wasn't just men hunting and women staying home. Women could actually hunt as good as men, I would say, especially when it comes to their accuracy. They may not be able to lift this animal up and bring it back, and it may have taken more of them to do the hunt because men are stronger. So more women would go out to complete the hunt, but they were actually just as efficient in archery, just as efficient in throwing that arrow, or that bow. Do you want or that spear? So they was efficient at setting traps. This wasn't gender appropriate, family. Both parties hunted. And so what a man does who wants to start a family is he wants to find the wife who can also hunt. So women, it is important that you do know how to hunt. And that's important. Both people should know how to hunt and how to cook and how to clean. Why? Because you're a human being, yo. These aren't things that you should be able to forsake because of your gender. So I think it's silly that a man can't cook. I think it's silly that a woman can't hunt, that a woman can't work. Okay, I think that concept is silly. Now, when you reach a place of abundance, the woman can not work and the man cannot cook because you've reached a place of abundance. And you can see why there are added benefits now to having an extra partner who can assume a whole role. But if you're a single man, you should know how to cook and hunt, right? Because if you're a single man and you catch the deer, who's going to cook it for you? If you catch the fish, who's going to cook it for you, right? And if you're a single woman, you should know how to hunt and cook, right? Because if you can cook the fish, who's going to catch it for you, right? If you can cook the deer, who's going to skin it and catch it for you and kill it for you? So both parties should have a certain amount of skills so they can be useful to a tribe, not a family, a tribe. And if you're looking to build a tribe, you're looking for somebody who has multiple qualities, not just one, right? Because as a man, you know, life goes through stages. So if you're saying, hey, I got the money, all you got to have is the nurturing. You're not banking on the fact that you will get injured, you will get tired, you will get sick. And when you do, you're going to need your wife to be willing to step up and possibly take over some of these roles. If you found a woman who just wants to sit around and be soft, she's going to complain when you need her help. She's not going to be there for you. And that's potentially because you're not understanding the full value of what a wife brings to the table. She's not just nurturing, family. Look, she's to hunt. And then once you establish the land, she's the till, right? She works on the garden while you hunt. This means if you can't find the food when you hunt, if you get injured by a boar or injured on the just navigating around the terrain, you could take an injury where you may need to be down for days. Now you depend on the garden that grows from the earth, right? You didn't have refrigerators back then. It ain't like you could stock stuff up. So whenever you didn't have the money anymore, when you didn't have the food anymore, you couldn't go hunting. How do you eat? Well, her garden, right? She's been nurturing her garden. Your children has likely been staying with her in that garden until they were big and strong enough to go hunting with you. Because your children have to learn these things as early as possible, not as late as possible. So we're giving our children this type of information late is crap, right? Two are better than one. You're right, Carl. So hopefully you guys are understanding my concept is that it takes a whole tribe sacrificing, not a man sacrificing for all of his family. Because what's going to happen is, as a man, you're going to sacrifice for your whole family. And then when you grow old, you're going to realize that you don't actually have a family. Yeah, you spent your resources raising a family, but now those children that you raised got their own spouses and husbands. They don't want you living with them. They don't want nothing to do with you. They'll put you in a home. You can't depend on them if you wanted to. You understand? And so now your family that you raised, you're on the outside looking in at it like the ghost of Christmas past, right? You watching your family and they enjoy the holidays. You a homeless bum out here on the streets because you saved your money to take care of them. And they're thinking, why didn't you put it into your retirement, Dad? Why didn't you save and do better with your money, Dad? You're like, man, I gave you my last to make sure that you could get through school, to make sure that you could have shoes for the football team and color guard and things of that nature, right? You're sitting here thinking I poured my whole life into you, right? And here you are telling me that you don't want me staying with you, right? I mean, your way, you got your own family to worry about, right? When you were in a tribe, the older you got, the more important you were to your tribe. You didn't like the old people in our families lose importance the older they get, right? It's like there's no place for the elderly in a family, but in a tribe, she is very valuable. You are very valuable in a tribe. You actually are more valuable. Your stories, your understanding about life, your principles, the parables that you tell to the tribe elevates their understanding. The things that you know about hunting and catching are so profound that you don't have to be as fast, as strong, as youthful to be able to catch the same animals they can catch because you know the terrain, you understand the animal, you know what they like to eat, you know how to trap them without ever chasing them. Yo, you're needed. But to families, our elders' information is just outdated, right? Life is different now. We don't want what you got. What you teaching us ain't nothing we want to learn, right? And so the elderly in the family goes, under the radar, right? We don't see the value in them. And we need that. We need the passing of that baton from the elderly to the youthful, so that understanding and knowledge can be converted. But if you die old and you're not able to give your child the information, your grandchildren the information you had, they got to get it on their own. Example, my grandmother understood medicinal herbs. She understood how to preserve. I lost her when I was young in life. And when she was trying to tell me about it, I didn't want to listen. And guess what? Now I don't know that information. Now I got to go somewhere else to get it. When I had a grandmother who raised me, knowing full well all that stuff, and if I had just listened to her, I would know this stuff. I was blessed to have a grandmother who knew this stuff, and I didn't pay any attention. I thought it was old school, right? I got Tylenol. What you talking about, Grandma? I don't want to hear that, right? Now I wish I knew that stuff. Do you guys understand where I'm coming from? So we would be better survivors if we passed down information from our elders to our youth, right? And if we passed on what we earned in our lives to our children, right? We would be better off as a community, right? As a tribe. But let's continue on with the video.
Going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you. because I understand that it is hard out here, but we are men, so we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means.
Now listen, what Yada just said is facts. You're a man, so you have to go harder. Times is hard out here, but don't let the times be harder than you. Don't let the obstacles be bigger than you, right? You have to learn that what's in you is greater than what's outside of you, right? He is not lying. You are a utilitarian. You do not get tired. Whenever you create babies, you don't lose your energy, family. All you need is a night's sleep, and you as a man can regain all that energy. You're built for this. Don't let the world convince you otherwise. Do not talk yourself out of your physical, God-given abilities, right? Universal given abilities. You are strong. You have a strong mind. If you become tactical, you can see that your utility is made up for. So if you say, well, I don't think I have the ability to do it, then you need to rethink it. You need to be tactful about it. And you will learn that what you can't do on the first day, you can do on the second or the third with trial and error. But as a man, you got to be harder than your circumstances. You got to be bigger than what's in front of you. And he ain't lying about that. So work over if you have to, work 2 jobs if you have to, but do not be defeated, for you are the utilitarian. Do you understand that? A woman does not have the same strength, the stamina, endurance, the same bone structure, anything like that as a man. So it's not as simple as saying work 2 jobs, work harder, do more. You can't really say that to a woman. It doesn't make sense, family. It drains her. But you are built for that. You built for this. Some men say this. Say it in the comments. I'm built for this. I am literally built for this. I'm made for this. Yo, do not deny your universally given qualities, right? You are who you are, and you cannot deny that. Utilitarian must be about utility. I think it's funny when men just want to sit around and paint their nails and look pretty all day and not be willing to put in the work that earns their future. Now, whether that be physical labor, whether that be writing a book, whether it be speaking your existence. Some of you guys are speakers like myself. You can't say you want something if you're not willing to do the work to get it. If you're not willing to work twice as hard as that dream you want, yo, you can't keep asking yourself for that. Carl says, I'm built for this. Facts. It's not until you admit that, family, that you will be endowed with what it takes to be able to accomplish your dreams and goals. Stop lying to yourself. They are robbing you of your birthright. Stop saying that you're not built for this, that it's too hard. You need a different mindset as a man. Yo, you are built for this. That's like a lion saying, I don't feel very much like a lion today. I don't really think I can catch that gazelle. You better, because if you don't, you die. You don't get to say I can't. You just got to try. You got to do, because who can tell you can't? Sometimes, family, what's behind your doors, what's the treasure that you have in you, you have no clue what you're capable of. You could be the fastest man on this planet, but you're not going to know that today. You learn this once you get up and run every day. All of a sudden, you start unlocking the gifts that's inside of you, but the universe don't just give them to you. You got to uncover them, family. You're trying to uncover some treasure. So in order for you to know you got a diamond, you first got to start digging and finding it, yo, and then get the dirt off of it before you present it. That means work out, stay strong, stay active. Don't be disciplined, whether you feel like doing it or not. Learn to follow your plan and not listen to that inner voice. That inner voice is feminine. It's weak. And it'll have you off your path. So when you wake up and your body tells you, you don't want to work out today, you don't feel like it, man, work out anyway. Fuck what they talking about. It doesn't matter how you feel. You as a man should be able to ignore those feelings, ignore that damn devil on your shoulder telling you, you can rest today. No, you can't. You have a goal, and to manifest that, you got to put in work to get it. Prayer don't look like words, it look like doing. To a man, you got to understand my physical abilities. My way of accessing the things that I want in life is through my physical abilities. And if I trust God or trust the universe, I would trust everything that God put inside of me. And I'll stop asking God to give me something, and I'll access what I want from God through the body God gave me or the universe God gave me. Does that make sense? It's a totally different mindset, but it takes away your ability to make excuses. It's on you. Think about this. It rains on the just and the unjust. If you and a serial killer planted a garden in your backyard, who's going to get herbs the fastest? Who's going to get corn the fastest? Who's going to get tomatoes the fastest? You are the serial killer. If you think it has anything to do with yours or that serial killer's character, you're already wrong. Whoever cultivates their garden is who gets it the fastest. Whoever waters their garden is who gets it the fastest. Whoever plants their seeds is who gets it the fastest. Because the universe don't give a damn about your character, believe it or not. It only cares about the work you put in. Now, will the universe respond to your character? Absolutely. Everything you gain today, you can lose tomorrow. if you don't fix those inefficiencies as a man. But as far as you accessing them, it rains on the just and the unjust. God is no respecter of person. If you do the work, you'll get the results, family. I ain't never seen your abs say, well, I don't like your attitude, so all them sit-ups you did today ain't gonna count. Yo, if you do the work, you'll get the body. I don't care who you are. You might be behind some genetics, and that may change your results, but you're gonna get results, family. Do you understand? I'm hoping you guys are grasping this. And if you had a parent who passed these gifts down to you, now you would have the genetics. So you would get rewarded by the person who already came before you. Now, many of us, and I'm speaking for the brother who definitely has a problem with what Yada is saying, many of us wasn't left with no silver spoon. We wasn't left with an inheritance. We had to get it out the mud on our own. And many of us are sitting here saying, how do you start from nothing and end up with enough to leave back to your children when it's hard out here? Well, family, ain't nothing we can do about it as men. We can't go back to our parents and say, you should have left me something. You should have saved better. You should have understood this better. Ain't nothing you can do. All you can do is start from the day, family. That's it. And who does it start with? You. It might not be your fault that your family's in this situation, but it's your responsibility to change it. I encourage all of you men to be cycle breakers. Be better than the people who came before you. Be ascendants and not descendants, if that makes sense. Take what your family is doing and take it better. Clean it up, sharpen it. Bring it back to them shiny and new. Don't bring them a bunch of complaints about how they raised you and what they didn't do right by you. Family, they didn't know no better. They being who they are. So start with the person that you are today. Assess the world and say, what needs to happen in me to change my family's outcome? You're going to be correcting a lot of what your family did. So they may not even understand what you're trying to do, but let's continue. Okay, so here we go.
Means necessary. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
See, that's a weak move for the brother. That a brother said to him, you should get your life together, right? Make sure that you are self-sufficient before you bring a woman into your life, man. But who are you to say that? Listen, brother, if you hear the information, you check yourself to see if it's right knowledge. If you don't think that's something that could be applicable to your life, if you don't see that as something that could be harmonic, if you were to put that into practice, it don't matter who he is to say that. So if you don't like what the brother's saying, it don't matter who he is. That's feminine, brother. Who are you to say that? Bro, did you hear what the man said? Can you not see the benefit to that? Would you not tell your son the same thing? Listen, son, before you bring a woman in your life, make sure you can take care of yourself first and another person. Otherwise, you're going to lose yourself in that relationship. Make sure you can take care of yourself. When you're dating a woman, man, she's going to depend on you for certain things, whether you're married or not. If you're just in a relationship, she's going to depend on you for certain things. And the kicker is you want her to. So why take a toll like that on, a burden like that on, if you cannot be efficient? She's only going to feel like she's not safe with you. She's only going to feel like that she can't really be soft with you. That's what it's going to translate to. You understand? So it's a bad situation waiting to happen. Son, make sure that you are equipped to be able to take care of a family before you start getting out here trying to make one. Yo, that's good advice. Who are you to say that? A person who done lived life and has understood these things through trial and error. Now, you can take my advice or you can go down that road anyway. Yo, it's you that's going to be affected by those decisions you make. I ain't tripping. I'm only here trying to enlighten you. Who are you to say that? I don't like that question. I don't like that question. It has nothing to do with whether the information was right knowledge or not. Man, do the work. Stop being weak. That's a weak man trait right there. Who are you to say that? Just examine what the man said, follow it through and see if it makes sense to you. That's it, family. You putting too much, you thinking too damn much, right? Let's continue. Man, a man got to explain why, who was he to say it? Man, that's irrelevant. If you like the information, you do. If you don't, move on. Let's continue.
A person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they truly deserve. We have to go hard. Now, give me one moment. I've been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got this. And I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman, and while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you. But men get so caught in their emotions and their pride, and the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
Right now, you're acting triggered. But right,
it's irrelevant who the information is coming from, King. The fact is, can you make it applicable to your life? Does it make sense? Is it reasonable? Down the road, will you say, okay, that can present some problems? Can you see any problems with what the brother is saying? Let's listen again. Can you see how this leads to problems, guys? Or can you see how this would lead to harmony? Listen.
Wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
For $15. I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman, and while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm.
Now, so make sure that you can take care of your wife. Make sure you can take care of those things that fall under your wheelhouse, so your wife can be completely nurturing to you. This will give you the ability to not have to work for 15 hours. It'll give you the focus where you're employing many, right? Now, here's the kicker. If you don't create that business where you employ them, you'll never get that, even if you pay all the bills. So there are men who work dead-end jobs and work those dead-end jobs with pride, knowing that he pays all the bills. Now, that ain't never going to change because he didn't put a plan into place to create that business outside of his job, right? You got a job or your own business. What I call a job, right? A job, J-O-B. They say the name's different, but it's spelled exactly the same. Job, of course, is the work that you do to earn money. Job is a man from the Bible who God trusted to not turn on him and who made a bet with Satan to challenge him. This guy, Job, ended up having everything taken from him, and he still didn't turn his back on God. So I call a job a Job, right? So here you are, you're supposed to go in here, not ask questions, give all of your energy towards it, and then don't, and that's it. I call it a job. You understand? So however you want to see it, right? But if you're just doing that job and you're working that job all day, right? And that's all you're doing, and you're still not putting time into your actual life outside of that job and trying to figure out a way to make it outside of the work, the contract you're taking with this person, then you'll likely be working forever. So working and paying all the bills so she can nurture you, that's incomplete advice, okay? Her nurturing you is not going to give you a dream. It's not going to awaken your dream somehow, right? So as a man, you got to figure it out. You got to figure out what skills you have and figure out how you can make those skills something that you can sell, something that can resource your family. So if you're a blacksmith, be the best damn blacksmith that you can be and find out how to leverage that into an income. If you're a rapper, right? If you're a singer, if you're an actor, whatever it is that you can do, I believe the earlier part of your life should be spent sharpening those skills to a degree that you're useful and needed by other people, where that skill is useful. And that's how you're going to live your life. But I think you sold your birthright if you have to go now get a job, because you're saying that I don't own any revenue in this. It can be taken from me at any given moment, and there's nothing I can say. And just thank you for giving me the opportunity. That's a job, right? But your actual career, the thing that you should be doing, should come from a skill that's inside of you that never runs out. You don't have to restock it. It's simply a skill that you have sharpened that people say, it's better than most. I want his services. This is how you develop a successful business early in life, by sharpening yourself, family. Does this make sense to you? Hopefully it does. Let me look at these comments, see what y'all talking about. I'm sitting behind the screen. I thought I moved up to the side of, okay. It's because the camera's going to follow me. Hang on. Now let me stop the cam. Okay, now I should be fine. Okay, cool. There we go. Thank you, love. Thank you so much for telling me. Yes, he's rejecting everything that he's saying because he's struggling right now. And when you're struggling, family, that information just feels like an attack. It just reminds you that you don't have everything that you need. So that you can be in a certain place in your life where somebody's giving you perfect information, and because of where you are, you just ain't hearing it. Do you guys understand it? And that's why he's not hearing it. He's so far. Listen, guys, sometimes somebody can be so far off path that before you could even complete your sentence, they already disagreeing. They already got something to say. Here's why. it would have taken you a while to get your statement out to give them the information that they need, right? However, they are so far off the path. You already lost them with the beginning of your statement. And that's why they already cutting you off and trying to fix what you say and say how it's wrong. So the earlier a person cuts you off from saying what you need to say, that's how far away they are from actually being on the right path. Does that make sense? It's still like that because it looks like I'm out of the thing. Let me see something. Hang on, guys. We're gonna get this right. Let's do this. I'll go back to the traditional way of showing it. That's what we'll do right there. Because this is it's something else now. It's something else, right? There we go. That'll work. I'm still hey, hopefully the content is good. Hopefully what I'm saying is good. Okay. Y'all ain't never watched from my face anyway. Hell. All right, let's continue.
Paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you, but men get so caught in their emotions and their pride, and the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
Get the wisdom. And unless you develop some man frame, the key ingredient to man frame is patience, family. You got to be patient. You understand? It's just a fact. If you always get mad and lashing out, you have a problem in the patience area, right? You can't even get the wisdom because you're so upset in your emotions. Emotions are feminine. Reason you call them feminine is because you can't see them in the real world, right? The things you can touch and put your hands on, those things are considered masculine. The things that are feminine are things like thoughts, emotions, dreams, ideas, right? These are feminine. And in order to make them masculine, that the gap in between those two, the bridge in between those two is work and effort to make feminine into masculine, right? So you as a man is feminine if you're caught up in your emotions of what someone is saying and you acting on your emotions, even though you're emotional as a man, even though you can feel the anger, the problem with what this person said. What you should do is maintain a man frame and still speak in a manly tone, which means calm, to the point, rational. Don't become irrational with what you're saying. Who are you to say this? Yeah, but you rich though. Yeah, he rich. He's rich. You think that discounts him being able to give you information? You think that disqualifies him? I try to give people information on conflict resolution to help their relationship, their romantic relationship. And people say, you have 2 wives. Who are you to teach us anything? Right, I have 2 wives. 2 wives that I have to keep happy. 2 wives that I have to work with. 2 wives that I have to deal with on a daily basis, that I have to build with, that I have to have understanding for. Right? 2. And yet I'm still making it work. And you saying you don't got to listen to me because of that? Well, then don't listen. You good? I ain't going to force the information on you. If it fall on deaf ears, that's fine. Right? But anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. Remember this, guys. Stay in man frame. Regardless of what the information sounds like, you stay calm in your demeanor and assess the information to see if it's true. Don't live in the emotion of the information. See, whenever you talk to a woman about something, this is how they act. You can understand that because they are led by their emotion. They communicate with their emotions first. They're not logical beings first. They're emotional creatures first. So you can see how she simply don't like how something sounds and she in a tizzy. But to a man, yo, if you don't like how it sounds, still do the research. Okay, what does it take to build that house? I can tell you. Now you can get mad about what I tell you, or you can go see if it's true yourself. And as a man, that's just how you got to live. Don't spend too much time over in the emotions department. You got to try to see if it's true, right? Trial and error, family. That's where you should live. As a man, that's what's worked best for me, is actually just doing the work, yo. And when you do the work, when I do the work, family, I've never failed. I sit and tell myself, man, I should write a book. Here's the feminine thoughts. Will people even buy it? How long is it going to take? Well, how long should a book be? How many chapters make it a book, right? Who's going to be my publisher, right? What's the price going to be? You ain't even wrote in the beginning yet. You ain't even wrote the beginning to the book yet. Yo, do it. Write the book and take your thoughts out of it, family. Man, you ain't never going to have nothing if you don't remove your mind from your activities. Do it. Trust me. That's the only way that you know what you're capable of, is to do it. I'm telling you now. I really hope that some brother is listening to me. You got something on the inside of you, and not even you can see it. The universe hid it from even you. And in order for you to access, in order for you to see what you was made of, you got to be willing to do. I always say it's in due time, not D-U-E time, like eventually one day it'll happen. No, due time, D-O. It ain't never happened until you do it. You can say, I want to be a barber your whole life. It's not happening till you get up and do being a barber. You got to do it. You got to go to school. You got to cut hair. You got to get better. You got to get that establishment. You got to get the clientele. That's the only way you're going to do it. You talking about it, don't manifest it. Talking is feminine. Talk is cheap. I'm just saying, yo, I know it. We might not like doing the work, but I'm telling you, a lazy man will never have his dreams. It's just a fact. It's just a fact, yo. You're not going to get a garden until you go out there and start planting. So how long of your backyard look the same way, yo? And that's because you haven't planted corn in it. Put some corn out there and see if it look like that next year. Put some tomatoes out there and see if it look like that. Like, get out there and do the work. I don't want you to put no thought into it. I don't want you to say, I want a garden. I want corn. I want tomatoes. I just want you to get out there and do the damn work. Plant the tomatoes. Plant the garden. Plant the watermelon. Just plant it and see what it do. And you will notice that without putting no thought into it, only action, you'll get from the universe what you desire or what you worked for. Because it don't care about what you desire. Y'all going to the universe or God with desires. I want this. I want that. God, please give me. All the universe or God understands is your actions. Your tongue is not how you communicate with God. Your limbs are. Somebody type that in. Your tongue is not how you communicate with God. Your limbs are. Your being is. If you trust God, do it. That's how you show God you trust. I'm telling you now. Or you'll stay mad at God and you'll think it's God or the universe who's leaving you out here to dry. When really it's your lack of faith, your lack of trust in yourself, your lack of effort. It's your laziness. You perish for lack of doing. Please understand that. But let's continue.
Coming from a rich man.
But right now you're acting triggered. But right now you're acting triggered.
But this is coming from a rich man.
How did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride. Brother, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother. Any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects
you?
My
woman respect me.
You think she respects you?
Brother.
You think she has she ever raised her voice at you?
No.
Does she cook for you every night?
Of course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Oh, come on, Yada. Now, come on, Yada. The point that Yada was trying to make didn't get made. And he could have just left well enough alone, but he moved the goalpost right there. Now, I'm hoping you guys can understand where I'm coming from. Peace to you, Chatty Cathy. Hopefully you're doing amazing. Welcome into the room. I'm having this build. I don't know how long you've been in the room, but I'm talking about the traditional man versus the 50-50 man. Yada just said something that I thought was key. He said, if you did these things, your wife would respect you just as my wife respects me, right? And the man said, my wife respect me. Okay, Yada want to put that to the test, right? Does she raise her voice at you? No. Does she cook every night? Yeah. And then now he wants to make that parallel to slavery. Yo, the conversation was, does she respect him? So listen, let me tell you something, man. That part of what Yada's saying, I completely disagree with. You can have a woman that you do all that for, and she'll still raise her voice with you, get smart with you, deflect against you, won't value your opinion or how she make you feel. I've seen it. I counsel guys on a daily basis who are very much the utilitarian of their home, but their wife is not a nurturer. So it's about who you pick. So it sounds like he has picked a good woman that even when they have to struggle together, she's still peaceful. She still respects him. She still put food on that damn table. She still cleans. She still treats him like the man that she chose. And it's not dependent upon who he is and what he has accomplished because she's already chosen. Brother, Yada, if you are getting respect from your wife solely because you are utilitarian now, you picked the wrong damn woman. I'm just telling you straight up. Now go back to your beginning. When you were surviving, as you called it, and she was being the nurturer on less income? Did she respect you? Did she cook for you every night? Was she responsive to your emotions? Did she know how to apologize when she hurt you? If she did, then that's why she done those things, because she's with you and she loves you. That shouldn't be predicated upon a man's ability to provide. That's stupid. If you think that, well, that's why she ain't soft. She'll get softer if you do this and do that. Man, I ain't buying that. That's not for sale. A woman should know that you have to be soft for the man that you choose. She should know that being a wife comes with a duty. That's it, family. That's all it is to it. When you start telling a man, well, if you do this, then your wife will start being a better man. Everybody want to hear that, bro. Does this make sense to you? Nobody wants to hear that, because that's not true. Do you understand? Whether you listen, as a man, you want to be able to give your wife the world. Absolutely, no doubt. But you absolutely don't want to think it's predicated, her respect is predicated on you being able to give her the world, right? No, you want it to be based on the man that she sees in you, and that respect will bring the best out of you. It's not based on what have you done for me lately? What are you doing right now? If we ain't good in our finances, if I got to work too, then I'm going to have a whole attitude. Well, then you're not for me. Because listen, every man expects to be the greatest of himself all the time. But the fact is, life goes through seasons. And when I'm down, are you going to kick me? When I'm down, are you going to complain? Are you going to resent me because you got to help, because you got to put in on this? Yo, that's crazy. So I didn't like that part. I didn't like that part. Because now he's making her out to be a slave. No, she ain't no slave. She go to work and she get paid for it. She cleaned the house. She gets the benefits of a clean home. She cooks the food. She gets the benefit of good. Listen, I love cooking. You know why? Because my food tastes good. So the benefit of me being able to cook and learning how to cook means I always get good food. I don't know what y'all eating over there, but I think it's very much needed to be a good cook in your home so you can have access to good food, and so can your children. You're not about to tell me I'm slaving in my own house cooking. Slaving for who? I benefit from this. So you don't remade the word slave. What's a slave, Yada? A person who got a job and come home and clean their house? Man, come on now, brother. You can't do that now. Now, the brother said, my wife respect me just as yours respects you. You're supposed to say, congratulations, brother. You found you a good thing. Now, because she respects you even when you down, how much more do you want to give her when you up? Now, that makes sense. But you don't get to say she has every reason to not be soft because you ain't made it to a certain place in life. What? Yo, so can he have an attitude because she can't cook that well? Can he have an attitude because she don't clean up that well? That ain't how it work. So yeah, that's a little bit broken in my opinion. Because again, family, a wife is a contributor to a household as well. Now take it back. Let's take it back. You in the organic world, no brick and mortar. Okay, how does she wash clothes? Is it with a big luxurious washing machine you bought her, or is she washing the motherfuckers like this? Is she going down to the river and scouring them clothes? Does she got to wring them out and hang them, or does she has a beautiful, elegant dryer to put them in? How does it work, family? How does she access water? Does she walk to a spigot and just turn that shit on and water pour out, or does she have to walk down to the lake and then come back and filter that water? How does it happen, family? Do you guys just go to a supermarket and put food on the table? The meat already been skinned, the vegetables already been picked and grown. No, the way she accessed food back then is she had to skin that damn animal you brought home. She had to skin that shit and cook it. She had to pick those gardens. She had to plant those seeds and till to that garden, pull the weeds out, make sure it don't choke it out. Make sure plants and other animals don't steal your herbs. She got to protect it. Then she got to go out there and she got to harvest it, right? Yeah, that's outside of knowing how to cook. So today's modern woman, she don't want none of that. Hey, listen, as a man, don't go bring that into your home, this broken thing that don't understand the concept of hard work and how it pays off for their own family. We can go to work and work for money. What will you do for your family? Because it ain't going to pay you money. It's going to pay you harmony. So if you really want the harmony out of your family, you want to see your legacy go to the next level. You want to see your children become ascendants and not descendants, which means get better than you, be better than you, not be worse than you. You don't want to see their intellect and their morals dissolve because of how you treat them. You want to see them become better because of how you treat them. If that's what it pays you. So if you give your time, if you give your family your energy, your guidance, your leadership, you'll end up with a son or daughter that you can give all your wealth to, and they will maintain it for their children. That's better than money. But if you forsake your children and don't teach them anything, and you just go give the job all your time and energy, yo, you can't take it with you when you die. So you got to leave it to somebody. And when you do, they're going to spend it and give it away. They're not even going to value it because you didn't put the time into your future self. So I'm telling you, the greatest inheritance that you're going to have, the greatest investment that you can make is in your family. So if she at home cleaning and busting them suds and doing whatever she needs to do to make the house work, yo, more power to her. She ain't no slave. She's a queen. She's a queen. She's a matriarch. Big Mama ain't a slave. She's beloved. Yo, her recipes, our family come from worlds around to sit at her table. She's beloved, not a slave. We got to kill that mindset. Your wife is not a slave because she's doing her duties, man. That only makes her feel like, yo, I'm a slave. She adopts that mentality. You got me slaving. I feel like a prisoner. Man, are you crazy? He got to die for you. You ain't no slave. You a wife. All right. Maybe somebody will get that later. Let's continue. First time I disagree with you, Yada. That's the only time right there. Let's see if I disagree again. Let's go.
Not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Do you know anything about emotional abuse?
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay.
Yada, come on, King. Now look, let's go back. Let's hear this again. Okay. So let's hear this again.
This is when you pour all your abuse.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing it.
You got her cooking bro. Listen, man. What you mean you got her cooking every night? Like, so you trying to say that he's emotionally abusing this woman? Like he putting too much on her because she's cooking every night? You know, the more she cooks, the better she gets at it. And she's sharpening those skills for her family, her legacy. She should cook every night. What's the problem with that? Oh, because she works, it still don't change anything. It don't change anything, family. You tell me, if she was single, what's she going to do now? Just work and then don't cook when you get home? You still got to eat. Yo, if he get home before her, he can cook. It's fine. It wouldn't be no slave if he cooked. But anyway, when he says, I don't make her do anything or whatever, he goes, do you know what emotional abuse is? So now he's calling his wife's duties equivalent to emotional abuse. So he asked him, did he know what it is? So he said, what is it? Yada explains emotional abuse is putting all your hurt and pain on somebody. Yo, he ain't putting all his hurt and pain on her because she's contributing 50-50. So that's what some people do because they choose to manifest those relationships before they are there yet. They love each other enough to build that. You take the garden, I'll take the hunting. Until we have children, that should be a perfect agreement. Why do you think the wife should just come in getting everything? Why shouldn't she have to show who she is? Because if she comes in at the beginning of the relationship, that should be the toughest that it's ever going to be because it's the beginning, right? So if she can show you early in the beginning that she's a contributing factor to the family and is willing to be, you know that she'll be there if it ever gets hard again, if it ever gets tough again. But if you like, I got it, you good, you never get to find out if she ride or die, ever. But you're going to call her actually putting in work being a slave? Man, you got to be kidding me, man. That is crazy. You know what a slave is? Go back and look up what a slave is first. And then you got to go look up what the word emotional abuse means. And you'll understand that emotional abuse is not when a woman is putting in 50-50. And Yada, you know that. That's why you try to switch it up and say, it's about when you put all your hurt and pain on something. Dude, you far from the subject now. Because you just talked about her working and then coming home and doing domestic duties. Okay, so that don't got nothing to do with putting all your hurt and pain on nobody. So you did that just to prove a point. And your point is well made, sir. You don't even need to go there. Your point is already well made. So those two things I would say those could be taken out. Okay, I would say take that out of your philosophy. That is a negative way because, again, the woman should be expected to contribute to her family. It's her family too. You're both adults now. Now, you may be better at it than her as you're stronger, you're taller, you're likely faster, but it don't mean she ain't got to do nothing. So as a man, you're going to keep thinking it's on you just to carry the whole family. No, it's not. It's y'all's family. It's yours and her family. She's the matriarch. You are the patriarch. Her job don't just look like nurturing. Part of your job is nurturing too, believe it or not. You're going to nurture those children too. You're going to nurture your wife, all the same. So I hate that we do that. Both of y'all nurture, both of y'all foot the bill. Whether or not that looks like utility, paying bills, or whatever it is, both of y'all got to put it in. It's 50-50 regardless. Now, what we're talking about is 50-50 on paying the bills. But if he manifests a greater version of himself that is able to take full responsibility for all the bills, her work don't go down. She takes on other roles. You understand? It's 50-50 regard. It's 100-100 really. But it should look like 50-50. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know anything about emotional abuse?
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying.
And what would that mean, y'all? If you had a conversation with her and she started crying, things are hard, things are difficult. It does take a toll on me. What's that mean? Does that mean that she's a slave now and that she's being emotionally abused? Or she don't understand the mission? Which one? Because him complaining don't mean that he abused. Him complaining means he has a lack of understanding as to what a man is. So maybe her complaining could be the same damn thing. That don't mean that it's that she's abused because she's crying. That's the problem now. We don't raise our children to understand that a marriage is work. So they expect that shit to be easy and cakewalk. So when our daughters come back complaining, woe is she. No, it's not. She did not understand the mission. If you talk to a good wife, a woman who understands the mission, she is not going to be sitting here like, yeah, times is hard. She's going to be like, we do what we got to do. And we find happiness wherever we can. But that's my man, and I'm going to have his back. That's exactly, she wouldn't say, well, woe is me. So again, you haven't had this conversation with her yet to be able to do that, man. But all this to try and show him that his wife is in some desolate place where she's now enslaved and emotionally abused because she's doing 50-50. That is not a good way to converse with a man to get him to understand the beauty of being able to take on the full role of utilitarian. He ain't gonna do it because he think that he abusing her. Because if he carry all the weight, then what? You abusing him now? Let me continue.
Tired. They not built to go through what they're going through with you.
Yes, they are. They are built to go through that, yada. They are built to survive with their man, to do whatever it takes to survive. When he down, she pick it up. When she down, he picks it up, family. You in a three-legged race. It is not you carrying nobody. It's you and her carrying your family together. Are you the leader? Yes. Are you the guider? Yes. Should you be the resourceful person? Absolutely. But you got to ask yourself, if you're doing those things, the wife that you bring in your life, she should have so much value that she meets you wherever you are. So this means that because you can work full time, that she actually has the ability to nurture your children full time. A lot of these women who hadn't put time into nurturing, they ain't no better at it than we are as men. They're going to put them kids in the room and not be actually focused on them. They're going to yell in there, hey, y'all stop. They're not going to go in there. They're going to do the same shit men do. Because we sit here paint this idea that women just automatically better with their kids than men are. Everybody got to learn, family. Everybody has to. I'm hoping this makes sense. You're going to go get a job or start your business, and now you have enough money to leave your wife at home and allow her to nurture the children. But you're going to come home every day to a dirty-ass house and bad kids who she don't put down. She don't put them to bed. When you come through the door, she just wants you to help her. Because she can't even manage the home with kids in it. They just bad to her. Toys everywhere, you stepping on Legos and shit. She don't know how to keep no home. So does she deserve to sit at home all day if she's not actually going to raise your kids? Raise her kid? Does she deserve to sit at home all day? Maybe there's a better place for her if she's not that good of a nurturer. Now, some women, they can homeschool their children. Children don't even have to go to, public education. They literally want to. My daughter's that way. We were that way. Jamie and I homeschooled our children. We were their teachers, family. We didn't send them to public school because we didn't want the schools ruining our children. So if I'm going to be the utilitarian, I got to make sure I have a wife who's efficient enough to give my children all the nurturing they need. That way they actually get what they need, family. Because just because she at home don't mean she nurturing. I'm hoping I'm making sense. How many of you men come home and your wife ain't cooked nothing and she's sitting here telling you that she ain't your mama? Or go pick something else before you get home. You come home, she already ate, she ain't cooked for you. So many men can tell you, yo, I've been a utilitarian, I've paid the bills, I've done all those things, and yet she still didn't respect me. She still wasn't loyal to me. I still didn't have her dedication. When I came home, it was still shit for me to do when I was there. On my days off, she put me to work. Yo, you can't win for losing. So it's all in who you find as a wife. I would never tell a man that your wife and her softness is based on your ability to be a man. No, that's crazy. Find a woman who got standards, who respect herself, who don't raise her voice to you because she has self-respect, who don't cheat on you because she got self-respect, who don't treat you like shit because she got self-respect. Not looking for excuses to be a contentious ass wife, not looking for excuses to cheat, not looking for excuses to get out of her duties. Because if you find a woman and you are a capable man, she's going to use your capabilities to mean she ain't got to do shit. How many times you hear a woman say, I want to be a soft woman, a kept woman. I don't want to have to do nothing. I want a man who does everything. I don't even want to have to cook or clean. So who's going to take care of your children, bozo? The maid? The maid going to feed your kids? The maid going to show your kids how to do laundry and stuff? So your children ain't going to learn how to do laundry either, right? And I always try to say to women, it's like, yo, you're the manager of your household. I'd rather leave her home to manage the household. If she ain't doing that, yo, you ain't staying home. So if you're not giving the children chores, which takes the load off of you, I give you children, the children gives you a break. Do you understand how that works? You nurture those children so they're strong enough to help you. Now you're not washing all the dishes. Now you're not cleaning up the whole house. You got children in place for that. And now they're learning to take care of the house and go through the rites of passage to be called a man or woman. My sons take out the trash now. I don't take out no damn trash. I do it one day a week. I give my sons all the other days. Why? I'm about to be 42 years old. My sons is bigger than me now. They're stronger than me. You take that trash out. They are me outside of myself. I made them. They're my sons. My daughter helped set the table. My daughter helped cook. My wife is not going to serve everybody. My daughter actually serves her brothers. This teaches her how to serve her husband. She fixed their plate because if somebody try to hurt my daughter, my son's going to be on that ass. So she values that. And you got to teach this to your children. Brothers, protect your sons, protect your sisters. Daughters, nurture and help your brothers. Make sure they're strong. Sons, make sure your daughter is, your sister is safe. Yo, that's an equal trade. Soon as somebody harmed them, they're going to come looking for their brother who they wouldn't even fix his plate. But he's supposed to run out the door to go deal with whatever problem you got. Yo, that's freaking crazy. And that's why we don't understand how life works. Your daughter should have already been doing for your sons what she would have done for her husband. So the transition is easier. She don't mind fixing your food. She fixed her brother's food. Your brother, the man don't mind protecting his wife. He protected his sister. Your siblings are who you practice on. But anyway, my point is, if a woman don't manage her home, right? Your children are now old enough to wash dishes, but you ain't got them busting suds. They're old enough to take out trash, but you ain't got them doing that. They're old enough to hunt, but you ain't got them hunting. They're old enough to get out here in that garden, but you ain't got them doing that. They baby birds. Yo, you're not staying home because you fucking my kids up. No, you're not staying home. No. No, that's not how that works. So find you somewhere where you can be useful. Because you're not useful sitting with my children, with our children. You're not giving them what the adequate information they need to move forward. They still immature. They still baby talking because you doing that with them. They don't understand morals. They don't understand accountability because you let them get away with shit. No, we're not doing this. Let's continue.
She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you.
She didn't choose you to struggle. She chose you to survive. And this means that she has to look at you, assess you, and see how she can be useful to you, how she can contribute also to you, not just how you can contribute to her. So she chose you to survive, not have a life off of. So ask yourself, did your woman choose you to survive or be a fucking dog sled? Which one? Is she looking for you to carry her through life? Is she a fucking horse? Like, you know, what you call it, the jockey. I did a video about that one time. Is she a jockey just hitting the horse wanting to take her across the damn finish line. If she is, she got to understand she got to feed the horse. She got to groom the horse, right? The horse matter too. It ain't just you. Some women act like, yo, you just a means to get me somewhere. They don't really truly love you. And what man want to serve a wife like that? Is this making sense to y'all? A wife should look for a husband that she's willing to survive with. And if they can manage to get to harmony and abundance, that's great. But yo, you better pick somebody that you can survive with. Make sure he's utilitarian. Make sure that you are nurturing. And make sure y'all both can do a bit of both. Because y'all children gonna need to learn these things. If something happened to that man, and you ain't no good for utilitarian. Now you lost him. What you gonna do for your kid now? Back then, he couldn't leave you no inheritance. Food spoiled. He couldn't leave you that stuff. So you had to have a way of getting it on your own without him. That don't die. You still got to be able to access it if he goes weak or he dies. We die, y'all. We get old. We act like we're going to be young forever. No, you're not. He gets older. The older he get, the less he can do. So he should be spending his years being tactful to find out how he can still keep the wealth and not work as hard when he get old. He shouldn't get old and now got to downsize off everything. And now we got to go backwards and live in a smaller house. And because I don't make the money. You didn't think about this right. That meant you wasted your youth. You shouldn't have to downsize. By the time you get older, now you own the land and you're passing it to your children and you building extra houses on the land so you can own the whole neighborhood. That's what I want. I want the whole neighborhood. I want the whole community. I want my own city. I want my children next door to me. I want my brother across the street from me. I want my sister right here. I want all my family on the same big land, and we all hunt and grow together and fish together and depend on each other for our survival, not a grocery store, not the government. And we got a lot of family. And if our family can simply understand this idea and say, let's go in together and get land that's large enough for us, we can contribute together and make sure we can amass everything we ever wanted. But if it's me against you, I'm in competition with my brother. I got to have more than him. I'm in competition with my sister, my siblings. I'm in competition with my own parents. My parents ain't never had a house like this before. My mama would be rolling over in her grave if she saw me with something like this. Yo, they supposed to be with you. I don't know, family. That's my goals and dreams. Now, my family don't have my same concept. But if I could control my family, we would all start looking at land right now and buy this land and move to it and start nurturing this land. That's how it would look. But since you cannot make your family do anything, the only family that you got control over is the one you create. So find a wife that has that understanding. And maybe your future family, your family can look like that. But you got to start somewhere when you're breaking those generational curses. You understand? I don't want neighbors. I don't want to raise my children a certain way, and the neighbors are raising their children a certain way, which is way different from me. So I'm raising my children to value their bodies, to understand that sex is sacred, to understand the value of marriage. Well, the next door neighbor ain't raising their kids like that. So what happens is our kids get all to the same school, and now it's a whole bunch of different ideas that our children have to compete with. And that's the culture that your children get subjected to. But if you raise your child in your own community where everybody thought the same and reinforced the same ideas, can't you see how that would be productive to your child? And understanding what's the right way to move? I'm just saying, sending them to school is sometimes detrimental to their psyche and how they see the world, not just their education. These schools be fucking these kids up. When they teach sex ed, they teach it from a pleasure-based standpoint. They're not teaching children that their bodies is sacred. They're teaching children that their body is something to feel pleasure through, to access pleasure through. So they don't want your children to have morals. And then so you don't know what they're teaching your kid. If you could look over your child's shoulder, if you could be a fly on the wall, then you yank your kid up out of that classroom so damn fast if you heard what they was telling your kid. But you sent them there. Why? Because you got to be at work and you got to do what you got to do as a person, as a man. I'm telling you, man, Yada's on to something here. If we can create a way for our wives to stay home and be the nurturers of our children wholeheartedly, just as you provide them for the children, they may not need these school systems and programs. But that's only if she's willing to do that. Now ask your wife, could you see yourself doing that? And watch most of your wives say, no, I don't want to stay home with these kids out there and nurture these kids. That means she ain't for the cause. So here you are as a man saying, well, I'm going to go work so my wife can have the world. But your wife ain't even trying to nurture so you can have the world. Who are you going to pass your children to? She didn't nurture them. She didn't give them the things they need. They're inadequate now. And guess what? You're going to be blamed for being at work too much. This is why both people got to do what it takes. And you got to be able to see both people doing what it takes before you give her that freedom to sit around and do whatever she wants to do. If she don't understand the mission, she'll take advantage of that and you. She'll just sit around and be lazy all day, just as most of us would. Anyway, let's continue.
And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right? You work. If you have to get 2 jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the home. If you have a business idea, you have her nurture that. Hey, baby, it's going to be a little hard for the next 2 years. But if we move like this, we're going to be good. You keep saying, who am I to tell you this? A man that's been in your position. A man that has risen above your circumstances. And I'm coming back down to say, this is what you do. You're not a man until you move like this. Most males will die, never experience what it feels to be a man and to be complete respected by his women and children because he didn't step into that true king place. Bro.
Okay, that I hear you. And Yada's right about that. I completely agree. Okay. A man should have a plan. He should be able to sit his wife down and say, look, this is my plan. It's going to be tough these first 3 or 4 years. We're going to be on a budget. He would need her to not be superficial, not be materialistic, to understand the mission is to see your family be healthy and to have these things that we need, not to be able to have bags, not to be able to go here and there and put our kids in this and that, right? Now, if she understands that, then you got something. But Yada, I think the part that you failing to understand is the first step in being a great, mighty man is in the relationship that he chooses. So if you choose the wrong woman, even if you are relentless in your endeavors to become a utilitarian, it still won't earn her respect. She still won't value your contribution. She will tell you she don't give a damn how much money you got. She ain't signed up for that. She can live on her own. I've seen it happen. So I'm telling you, it first lies in the wife that you choose. That's the most important decision you will ever make. Yada, if you had chosen the wrong wife, you wouldn't be talking like this right now. This is the conversation of a man that has a good wife. That's what he sounds like. That he's had a woman who's had his back through thin and now thick, right? So he's saying, hey, when you give all this to the right woman, then she'll fall in line. But the wrong woman will fuck everything up that he's talking about. And that's why a lot of men contend with what Yada is saying, because they've done this before. They footed the bill every time. I footed the bill I ain't never went in half on no damn bills, ever. I got 2 wives and neither one of them have to pay a red cent. Their money's used for savings in our future. So I got 2 wives. I created jobs for them, businesses for them. They're able to make more than they ever made when they were on their regular jobs. Even now, I don't go to them for shit. And if I did, I need it. If I went to them for it, I need it. And if they don't have none of it because they squandered it, then I realized they weren't doing their part. So if they can make all this money and I don't ask for none of it and they don't have bills, when I needed it, it better be there. If she just spending it all on herself, then I'm not affording you that opportunity anymore, because it's not being useful for the family. You just like a baby bird. You just like them damn kids that don't want to contribute. She'll make all her money, ain't none of it for the house. It's just for her. That's a fucked up family. Nobody should think like that, not even your kids. Everything is for the tribe. I'm teaching y'all to be wolves instead of baby birds. Now, what you want to be now, because wolves survive together, they hunt collectively. And they always eat because every one of them joined together is stronger, and they know this. Just like a tribe. You may not be the best hunter, but you might can spearfish. You might can use a net. You might can carry the fish back, right? You got other people in the tribe that can do many different things, yo. It takes the whole village. We say to raise a child. No, it takes a village to have a village. It takes a village to survive, not just raise a child. All right, let's continue.
Brother, it's hard. I understand. It's difficult.
But do you understand, though?
Brother,
do you understand?
Brother, if I didn't understand,
there's no way possible you could understand.
Oh, crazy.
No way.
Why do you think that, brother?
Look at you. You on the net, flashy. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. You're not a man if you're not going 100. Your woman don't love you because you're not paying 100% of your bills.
She can't.
Who's to say that?
Brother, you will never know what it feels like to truly experience your woman until you're able to remove.
Are you with my woman?
Brother.
Are you with my woman, brother?
Brother.
Brother, are you with my woman?
Brother, listen.
Exactly.
I almost called you a woman.
You
Forgive
got
me.
you got your woman, I got mine, brother.
Brother, right now, you're dealing in high emotions. You're not even allowing me.
Y'all to know he's not. You actually are. You're dealing in projections. You think what work with your spouse, with your wife, would work with every man. And I'm telling you, it's many men out here who will tell you they've done every bit of that. You ain't seen that. Look at Joe Smith. Look at all these ball players and these actors who have these women who don't act right, who ruin them, who don't value them at all, who treat them like shit, even though they provide all this stuff. You can't sit here and tell a man that him seeing all of his wife and her complete softness is parallel to him paying 100% of the bills. Like if you do that, then she's just gonna become this butterfly. Man, no, she's not. The right woman will, but the right woman will be that anyway. Yo, it's just true. It's just true, man. Bad advice, Yada. I get where you're trying to go, but you're trying to convince this brother that his wife gonna be somebody different if he adopts your personality. No, his family would get better. It would definitely be a good thing that he becomes a utilitarian of his family. It'll be a good thing if he tactfully figured out how to get out of his situation so his wife does not have to do 50-50, maybe 70-30, maybe 60-40, right? 80-20, whatever the case may be. But even when she's not contributing financially anymore, she's going to be contributing 100% of something, which would make it 50%. So her job don't just get easy and just all of a sudden she ain't got to do shit. I've seen women mad because they got to stay home all day. They like working. They like getting out the house that day or whatever the case may be. So that philosophy is not going to work for everybody when you're saying she'll be a different woman, right? No, I'm with you on the philosophy of I'm 100% man. So I understand where you're coming from. It's just some of those points, King, they're just not going to translate because they're broken. Those are broken points, those other points that you're trying to make. You're there, but you don't need those points to try and get him to where you're trying to get him to, right? I think that's counterproductive. If you're telling him he ain't a man, if you're telling him that he don't have what it takes, he's not going to receive you, King. So he's not understanding where you coming from, right? Now, I'd like to talk to you, y'all. I might have to see if I can schedule a damn interview with you because I want to know if your wife is the same today as she was in yesterday. If she's the same today, is she softer now that you're paying all the bills that she was whenever you first started and y'all had to survive a bit? So even if she didn't have to work, clearly y'all had to survive a bit. There was a budget, right? And so how did she treat you during that time? Did she raise a voice at you? Was she short with you? Was she a nurturing wife? Did she speak life into you? Did she have mother qualities? All of that. If she had all of that, don't try and convince this brother that his wife would become somebody who you always had. I would venture to say because you got that wife, Yada, that's why you have this philosophy, because she nurtured you so much that you was able to go to work effectively and not have to worry about home. But that's hard to find. That's a treasure. You found a treasure. Not every woman can do that. Not every woman is even willing to do that. In fact, most modern women think it's an insult to believe that she's powerful in her home, that she's best utilized in the home. She can't stand you saying that because they've adopted these feminist mindsets, right? So if you say, man, I need you to learn how to cook. That's efficient for the children. I'm more than just cooking. Yo, you know why she's saying that? Because this world has convinced her that cooking ain't valuable. But if you learn to cook, if you learn what's healthy, you are now responsible for the health of everybody in your home. You become the doctor of your home. The food that you feed your husband can make him stronger. It can build his immune system. The food you feed your children can make their bones more durable, can give them more focus in school. Please understand that. You can be the doctor of your home. The kitchen ain't just for food, it's for medicine, yo. So please understand the value that you could bring if you were to truly understand the reason for these things. So don't say I'm more than just cooking. Yo, you got to understand that's a powerful position to hold, to be the doctor of the home, to be solely responsible for everybody's health. That's a huge position. You don't want that? That don't make you feel powerful? Okay, let's continue.
Me to finish my sentence,
For
brother.
what? You finished your sentence,
bro. Do you like Chinese food?
No.
Do you like chicken?
No.
So you don't like nothing?
No.
Hey, y'all, the brother didn't like nothing. The brother don't like nothing no more. He's so upset. He can't even reason. He done lost all man frame to the point to where he don't even like food no more. All because the things, these last few sentences that Yada said to him, they just didn't convey. And I don't think Yada's grasping that. Maybe I took the wrong approach on when I said those things, right? Let's go back. Let's go back. Let me unsay that. I can't say you're not a man. I can't even say that if you was to become this utilitarian that I'm trying to encourage you to be, that your wife will even be the woman you want her to be. You're going to have to trust that you pick the right woman, King. And that's regardless. You can follow all my advice and it still may not yield you the wife that you want. You got to choose her, right? From the very beginning. Don't choose no woman that you got to fucking work to make soft. If she ain't already soft, don't deal with it, yo. She'll keep making rules. She'll keep giving you criteria to try and earn her being soft. Are you saying that? Are you moving like whenever you give me a reason, then I'll pay the bills, then I'll be a utilitarian? Is that how you moving? Or are you coming ready to show her what you're working with? If you coming ready to show her what you're working with, you should be looking at a mirror. She should be equally showing you. If you do a little dance, she should do a little dance. She shouldn't just judge your damn dance and you ain't never seen her fucking dance. That ain't how it works, family. That ain't how it works, right? Let me see you dance too. Don't tell me about my dance. I want to see you dance too. Because we're going to dance together. And that's what a relationship is, right? It takes two to tango. And tango is a dance, right? That means that when I step forward, you got to step back. If you stepping forward, when I step forward, we're going to clash. We're not dancing now. Now we compete. Let me continue. Y'all get it later.
Let me give you a gem, right? It's a gem, brother, please. And may you take this with a divine understanding heart, because I know how sometimes when we get triggered, we can't hear the love in a message because we feel triggered, we feel ashamed. But I'm saying this, if you truly love your woman, right? If you truly care for her, all I'm saying is go hard for her. And you going hard for her won't last. I know some brothers might be like, I live here, my rent's $1,400. I live here, my rent's $2,000. I live here, my rent's $5,000. I understand. But how would you be living if you didn't have that woman? All I'm saying is if she loves you and you love her, go hard for her. And then you say, baby, look, I'm going to go hard. You stay home. You nurture the children. You nurture the company. I'm going to focus on bringing in this money. So if you're playing your position and she's playing her position, you won't be struggling for too long. And I'm coming from a place of love. But most men have.
I do not disagree with what the brother is saying, but I would say firsthand, we both go hard. Not I'm going to go hard and you stay home and nurture the kids. That sounds like she's not going hard. So, baby, we're both going to go hard to build this family that we both want to build. We both want a legacy, right? So we're going to both give 100% of our effort. We're going to sacrifice 100% to make sure that we create the family that we want to create. How do you see yourself doing that? Ask her. Find out what type of woman that she is, how she sees herself. If she tell you she want to work, you telling her to stay home might make her feel inadequate, like you're trying to control her. So that manly stuff you talking would sound misogynistic to a feministic woman, right? To a woman that has adopted these ideas that she ain't built for nurturing. Who's to say she got to nurture, right? So all that stuff you think sounds so harmonic to the wrong woman, that's going to sound like chaos. I'm just letting you know. So the bottom line is we both going to give 100% of our time and energy, right? To make sure that we can create the healthiest family possible. And we're going to do that first and foremost with the energy we give each other. You're going to use your energy to care about how I feel. I'm going to use my energy to care about how you feel. We're going to respond to each other respectfully like we deserve, because you can be with anybody else, but I'm asking you to be with me. I can be with anybody else. You're asking me to be with you. So treat me like I matter, right? Number one, understand your person's value. Treat them like somebody. We'll go run to a God that we can't see and offer the utmost respect, and then have an attitude with somebody you asked to be in your life that don't got to do that. Yo, that's crazy. You don't have no respect for your family more than that. So the first step to putting 100% in is that we're going to treat each other like somebody, right? Now, I want to know, how do you see yourself contributing to this family that you want to create as a wife, as a mother? If she says, I really want to teach my children, I want to homeschool them, I want to nurture them, I want to be the best cook I can possibly be, I want to plant a small garden. If she's saying these things, then how are you going to meet her on that, King? In that case, I'll work full time and be the complete utilitarian. I'll take care of all bills, so you ain't got to worry about that stuff. With your time being home, I want to create the time for you to be home so you can plant that garden, right? so you can nurture that garden before we have the children, because she's going to prove it to you. Anybody can talk. So when you come home, baby, have you planted those gardens yet? If she has not, yo, she capping. Do you understand? When you have children, before you have children, you better know if that woman is for real or not. Because she should want to be in that relationship as badly as you, because she sees you as the answer to her prayers, and as far as creating the family she wants. She sees you as the man who embodies the principles, the leadership of her husband, and the father of her children. So she's willing to show you everything. She's willing to put it all on the table because she values you. And she ain't gonna hide that. If she ain't doing that, family, she obviously don't see that in you. She just looking for you to prove something to her, and that ain't how that works. I'm just telling you now, that's not how that works. She should be full well willing to show you her character herself, just like you're willing to show her you. Let's continue.
I've never been loved by a man.
What I'm hearing you say is overwork myself until I'm dead. I can't no longer enjoy this woman. That's what you're saying.
Is your family worth that?
That's what you're saying.
Is your family worth
that? Is not what he's saying. And the fact that you heard that like that shows that you have a negative mindset. So he said, give your all so your family can be in its most abundance, right? He like, what I hear is work yourself to death to the point to where you don't enjoy your family. No, it means become the utilitarian by any means. And when you do, you'll get to enjoy your family even more, right? Y'all have access to things you wouldn't even have. You'll have time to do things you would never had time to do things with. You'll be able to leave them things that you could have never left them. Yo, it's worth it as a man to pour yourself into your goals and dreams with your efforts. It's going to take you some time. You're not going to be able to hang out with your friends and enjoy those things in life like that, because your joy is going to come later. You got to understand, man, what do you want? Do you want a legacy or you want some happiness? Because you can have happiness today. If you want a legacy, you're going to have to work today and get your happiness tomorrow. And I'm not saying be miserable. Don't enjoy your family. But I'm saying what Yada just said does not translate to work yourself to death. No, that's a very feminine, emotional way to switch that man's words around. How do I know? How can you test the femininity in a man? By how much he changed what somebody just said to fit him. If you can't take a man's words as they are and respond to them adequately as they are, you feminine, because that's what women do. They'll change up your whole damn sentence just so they can respond to it. They'll make what you said something entirely different so they don't have to deal with it. That's feminine, because the reason she's doing that is she don't like how it sounds. So she's going to focus more on your tone and what it feel like you saying. And she's going to manipulate every damn thing you said so she can have a right to feel what she's feeling based on your words that you never used. I swear to God, if you're doing that as a man, you didn't develop. I'm just saying, yo. If somebody says to you, yo, you got to get up and you got to get at it. No excuses. If you sitting here with what that sound like is that you saying that, you know, I ain't no man if I don't. Yo, is that what the brother said? Did he say those words? No. So take the words that the man says and take them to the drawing board and build with it. Don't rechange the man's words up. So he got to say it so it feels better for you. Yo, that's ridiculous. Not once did he say work yourself to death as a man. Now, when he asked him the question back, he says, are they worth it though? Right? And I think his response will be, yeah, they worth it. But that's not what he's saying to do, right? Let's continue.
Going to war for?
Of course.
So, brother, you taking on another job to provide for your family's every need.
But if I continue to work like that, I won't be able to enjoy my family.
Man, brother, your family wasn't created for your enjoyment. They were created for you to lead them and guide them to be in a better position than you. This is for your lineage, not just for your personal emotions right now. And sometimes as men, we feel neglected. Sometimes as men, we feel neglected.
You're a funny guy. You know why?
Wow. So now he a funny guy, brother. What this man's, and I bet what he's going to say ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And this is what I mean. That's feminine, kings. When somebody talking to you and they saying a mouthful and you don't hear shit they saying because you got some other shit going on, you in your head, that's feminine. You got your own thoughts cycling through your head instead of assessing what this person is saying. How can you adequately respond to the brother if you listening to some damn random ass thoughts in your head? Yo, that's feminine as hell. When a man talking to another man, he shouldn't have to repeat himself, bro. Listen to what the man has said and effectively respond. Stop responding like a woman. You a funny guy. Yo, what you mean he funny? What are you talking about? I don't even want to hear why he a funny guy yet, but let's go back because I want to see what Yada is saying. Like, how's this funny? Let's listen.
Created for you to lead them and guide them to be in a better position than you. This is for your lineage.
Now, just keep in mind, the guy said, how am I going to enjoy my family? Okay. Now, what Yada is saying is he used these words that would come from a religious standpoint. Your family wasn't created for you to enjoy them. Your family was created for this reason and that reason. Well, you created your family. So why did you create your family, God? You are the king. Why did you create your family? Okay. If you created your family for enjoyment, I would say to you as a man, you created your family with a feminine idea in mind, because absolutely it's not about enjoyment. Yada is correct. If you're seeking your family through enjoyment, you're going to do things that just make you happy. And that means that you caught up in materialism. You're trying to take them to places you can't afford. You're trying to buy them things you can't afford just because it's Christmas and you don't want to be a bad parent. I always say, do not give your children a steering wheel. They can't drive. Imagine that your child is on the side of you and he has a fake steering wheel, right? You're in a car and he wants to take your real steering wheel. The answer is no. Even if he would be happy with driving the car, even if you'd love to see your child driving the car, it ain't time yet. So you can't just live totally in your enjoyments. You have to say no. You have to budget. You have to make the best decision ultimately for your family. And I don't mean all the time that you enjoy that. So I wish that men understood that we shouldn't be trying to access an emotion through our family, right? You ain't always going to be happy. It's not based on that. Now, do you want to get to a place in your life where you have abundance, where you can enjoy your family? Yes, but that's not the goal. The goal can't be happiness, and neither can hers. The parent that's more fixed on being happy will leave you to find that damn happiness. It's more important than her family. So for a man and woman to raise a healthy child in this society, there's going to be sacrifices, and that may not look like joy to you. It may look like saving when you could be going out and doing whatever you want. It may look like giving your children your time and energy instead of going wherever you want to go and spending it with who you want to spend it with. We're not looking for joy. We're looking for success, right? So we have to do what we must do, right? So our families can have a healthy life. And I would say that should bring joy. In the end, when you're looking at all your grandchildren and you're still with the grandmother, and you're looking at all the people who would not even have graced this planet if it weren't for you guys being together. You're looking at all the people who would not have the mindsets they have if it wasn't for you guys working together, being cooperative together. You're looking at a family that you know its morals, its construct, its customs came through you and your practices. Yo, if that wouldn't bring you joy in your old age, I don't know what would. To me, that's the greatest manifestation, yo. You can make people, but you can't get them to do what you want them to do. That has to be done by the way you live your life. So you have to practice what you preach. You have to put into practice what you preach. If you want your child, your son, to embody a strong masculine man, then you got to be that. If you want your daughter to have a modest attitude, a loving personality, a nurturing personality as a woman, then you got to be that. You got to become that so she can see that and emulate that. If you being toxic and contentious, but you want a nurturing daughter, you're going about it the wrong way. If you want a daughter that practices modesty, but you got your body all online everywhere, yo, you're going about it the wrong way. You have to present what you want your children to embody, and it's easier said than done. It's a lifestyle in raising your children. Please understand that. Okay? But he's not a funny guy. What he's trying to say to him is, yo, your family ain't here simply for you to enjoy. As a man, you're making the best decisions for your family because you have a vision, right? This is your legacy, man. So do what must be done so your legacy can have a healthy life. It's really simple. Let's continue.
Not just for your personal emotions right now. And sometimes as men, we feel neglected. Sometimes as men, we feel neglected.
You're a funny guy. You know why? You're a funny guy.
Oh, praise.
Because at the end of the day, it's a family. You know, we supposed to be together, laugh, smile, pray together.
Oh, praises.
Not me overwork myself till I have a heart attack.
But who's supposed to sacrifice?
What do you mean?
Who sacrifices for the family can strive, bro.
I'm already sacrificing.
Now Yada won't let him finish his sentences, right? But who's supposed to sacrifice? Let the man finish what he's saying, Yada. I thought he was about to go to some other point, like you a funny guy because here you are rich and trying to tell people who's struggling to do, because that's the same point he already made. But actually, he went on ahead to say what a family was to him, which I don't think he should start it off with you a funny guy. I think he should have just made his point, because two men shouldn't be sitting around playing games like that, right? Don't be deflective. Don't be feminine, right? Respond back to what the brother is saying without all that attitude. Ain't nothing worse than a grown ass man with an attitude. Now, you're a funny guy. Fuck you mean I'm a funny guy? Like, yo, chill out. Let's have a conversation, right? So now we get into the heart of it, right? To him, what a family is. And now we're getting somewhere. Let's go.
Supposed to sacrifice.
What do you mean?
Patience, she's smart. You're only going to choose a great wife. You're not going to choose a evil wife unless you're an evil man.
Mm.
And when you're doing for this woman
100%, what do you do for yourself?
Privilege.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yes, not do what we can. We do what we want. What we are a reflection of God, brother. A man is a reflection.
Brother,
we do not do what we can. We
gives his woman what he can.
Okay.
That her man,
and if
her
she said she didn't want to,
on having sex with you, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the children.
I don't make my woman do anything that she does, brother.
What you mean? You don't have to. It's in a woman. Okay, brother.
So again, who are you to tell me I'm not a man because I'm not going 100%?
What do you consider a man?
What do you mean?
What is a man to you?
A man that.
Man, that's where I lost my
place, brother.
So again, brother.
What you mean? You don't have to. It's in a woman to make sure on having sex with you.
What do you mean?
Who sacrifices for the family can strive right now. And sometimes as men, we feel neglected. Sometimes as men, we feel neglected.
You're a funny guy. You know why? You're a funny guy.
Oh, praise.
Because at the end of the day, it's a family. You know, we supposed to be together, laugh, smile, pray together.
Oh, praises. Not
me overwork myself till I have a heart attack.
But who's supposed to sacrifice?
What do you mean?
Who sacrifices for the family can...
Family, let's answer that question. Who's supposed to sacrifice, family? Who's supposed to sacrifice? Let me get them likes up, family. Get those likes up. Come on, y'all. 5 people hit like right now. Come on, I know you can do it. I'm talking about you. You there with the bonnet on your head and the beard and the mustache. You there. Hit like. All right, family. Who's supposed to sacrifice? I want to hear the answer to that question. Y'all to ask this man, who sacrifices? Who does, family? I want to hear if you guys have the right answer before I say it. Who should we expect to sacrifice? He said a family. You're supposed to be able to spend time together, have those cherishable moments, right? And then Yada interrupts to say, but who doesn't sacrifice it? Who? Johnetta, there you go. Both people who created that family sacrifice for that family. You both are responsible for the families that you create, right? Both, right? We already there then. Cool. Now, Danisha says the man sacrifices. No, well, that would be true if you also said the woman sacrifices as well. They both sacrifice. They both do. The woman is making a huge sacrifice by allowing her body, by giving him her body to bring forth children. You know, you could die by bringing forth those children. You could get stretch marks that never go away. Your body could be forever changed by having those children. And then when you have those children, if you're a good woman, you're not just going to give them up. So you're also sacrificing your ability to nurture your motherhood to him and that child, right? Could have had anybody's baby. So that's the sacrifice you make. And that man is saying, you know what? If you carry this child for 9 months, okay, I'll take care of it for the foreseeable future with my life. You're risking your life by carrying it for me because childbirth could equal death. And I will carry it for the rest of my life because I appreciate you allowing me to use your womb. I appreciate you sharing your womb with me, right? So I will make sure those children are taken care of, and I'll support you and them. If you do that, I don't get tired when we have babies. I wouldn't even know you was pregnant if you didn't tell me, right? I don't get tired. My life is not risked whenever we birth the baby, both of our child, but I stand here with no stretch marks. I don't have to breathe heavy, no nothing. Yo, I owe you for that, right? And so what I'm going to do with this body that didn't take a single loss, a single ding from giving you a baby, is I'm going to use this body to access wealth and food for our family. You nurture the baby, right? So that means you feed it with your body. I got to feed it with my body too. So we both sacrificing. Do you understand? I'm hoping you guys understand it. Let's continue.
Strive, brother.
I'm already sacrificing.
What's that?
What do you mean?
8 hours. while your woman is sacrificing 8 hours, coming home, having sex with you, cleaning, cooking, taking care of the children.
I don't make my woman do anything that she does.
Y'all try to make that sound like so what? She gonna come home, have sex with you, like that's a duty, right? Like she don't enjoy sex too, right? I can't stand when people talk like that. Yo, if she's with him and sex for her is a burden, you pick the wrong guy. Pick somebody you attracted to who you can't wait to get home so you can sleep with. And if you in love with him, this shouldn't be difficult. It shouldn't be difficult to get sex out of you if you in love with this man, if you're attracted to this man. So it shouldn't be a burden. It's like saying that's about a man. He got to work, then he got to come home, have sex with you, help you with this, help you. Man, come on, bro. Stop it. Stop trying to make her a victim for having a relationship. Yes, she sleeps with him, but that shouldn't be something that she victimizes or that you victimize. That's ridiculous. Sound like you pandering when you say stuff like that. Let's continue.
Good, brother.
What you mean? You don't have to. It's in a woman to make sure that her man
and if
her
she said
children
she didn't want to cook today, I'm gonna say, okay, that's fine.
Okay, brother.
So again, who are you to tell me I'm not a man because I'm not going 100%?
What do you consider a man?
What do you mean?
What is a man to you?
A man that gets up.
Now think about this. If she says I'm not going to cook today, he would say that's fine. Now just imagine you take all of the government away. You take all of the matrix away. So now you got restaurants where you can go order some food if you want to, or you got food in the refrigerator you can just heat up, whatever the case may be, right? So she's afforded privileges now because you got access to a refrigerator to reheat food, or you can simply order for takeout. She can take the day off for cooking, but who's going to take care of that? Is he now going to pay for the food that because she refuses to cook? And is he now saying that's okay then? Now, I want you guys to think about where I'm coming from, okay? He stocked the fridge. He's paid. Now, if he's a utilitarian, he's put food in the fridge. She don't feel like cooking it. So now he has to pay for them to go out. Why is she being rewarded for forsaking a duty? That's like him saying, I don't feel like protecting today. I don't feel like working. And she go, okay, I'll go make the money for the day. That ain't how that works. You can't stop doing your duties. Why would you say I ain't cooking today? Back in the day, you couldn't say that. If he went to work, why wouldn't you cook so he can be restored and go back to work again tomorrow? You're breaking the chain. And now all of a sudden, it's predicated upon him to take you out so you can get some time out the house and feel like somebody. But what that translates to is you getting out of your duties and him having to buy more food from a restaurant when there's food in the fridge. And that's why people stay broke. They stay broke. It's food in the fridge, but she don't want to cook it. She rather you take her out and you spend money on her a meal out there just for her to argue with you on the way home. What I seen men do this. There's no benefit to doing this. She ain't gonna give you no extra value, no added value for taking her out that day. She'll still argue with you on the way damn home. She didn't cook. You took her out to eat, and she's still bickering with you on the way home. She even told you that taking her out is a part of your duties, right? If you don't take her out to some restaurant, you fail in her. Yo, they'll make dating a requirement in a marriage. You ain't taking me out in a while. Yo, you should do those things because you enjoy each other, but not be trying to force somebody to take you out. What if he said, okay, if we go out to eat, you pay because I already put food in the fridge. I'm not balling on no budget. I'm not about to break the bank, right? What restaurant we got to go to? You talking about $100 meal, $200 for a meal, when it's that $200 would have bought food for the whole fridge. And you want me to take you out instead of cook? She don't understand the mission unless she's doing it with her damn dollar. Hey, babe, you let me save some money. You work so hard so I can save. I'd like to treat us today. So for our meal today, I want to take you to, why ain't she taking you to lunch? Why ain't she taking you to dinner? You provided for her so she didn't have to cook, so she didn't have to work. So if she can access wealth through other means, maybe some online job, whatever, she don't have to work 40 hours a week. You can understand how she would say, baby, let me take us out. I know you put food in the fridge. I'm not going to ask you to buy more food. I'll pay for it because I get to get out of cooking. Let me treat you today. He might not even feel like going out to that damn restaurant, but if he does go, why ain't that your treat? Hey, I ain't gonna put my nose in y'all business. I'm not saying I occupy my home like that. I certainly don't. but I'm kind of like Yada. I'm living my life in abundance. It ain't gonna hurt me to be able to go out and buy food. My wives are very good to me, so they've earned it. They've earned the ability to not have to contribute to the food that we go out to eat. I got it. They nurture me so much. I'm able to do everything I need to do to make this family what it is. They don't interject with my discipline for my family, with how I raise my family. They allow me to be the leader of my family with no hiccups. They trust me wholeheartedly. I think that makes them worthy, okay, of the abundance that spills over because of their hard work, okay? But let's continue.
Goes to work. A woman that gives his woman what he can, provides for his family what he can.
Okay. But that doesn't sound like a man. That sounds like a boy trapped in a man's body, because a man doesn't make excuses. We don't do what we can. We do what we want. We don't do what we can.
That man said, where was the excuses? We do what we can. We provide what we can. Why wouldn't you just say we do? We provide. Why didn't you just leave it like that? Why do you got to say when we can? Yeah, that sounds like a boy. That's what you'd expect from your son, right? Whenever you can, son. Yeah, it's not his mission to provide for the family, but hey, if you can, okay, cool. Whenever you can. Now, you don't tell that to a man, because it's now prerequisite that he earns that money. It's prerequisite that he come home with a kill or don't come home. Because if you come home without a kill, all y'all starving. So now you got to stay out there for days until you catch something, because you can't come back and make that journey back without nothing. Animals stay migrating, they stay moving. If you come home, you could have killed your family's ability to be able to eat for days or weeks or even months. They migrate, they move around. They understand the hunter. They know the smell of the hunter. They start getting used to traps. They know their terrain as well. They can see you coming or smell you a mile away. You're going to have to be an expert and be adaptable. You cannot make excuses. You cannot come back home saying, well, I bring food back when I can, right? It was hard today. It was difficult out here. No, you got to learn to be adaptable. When it gets difficult, you become smarter. That's what happens when the deer learns your smell, when they learn how you sound, when they learn the terrain, when they learn your traps. It ain't make excuse time, right? Oh crap, they figured out my traps. I guess we don't eat now. Nope, you got to modify the trap. You got to make it where it looks even more inconspicuous. You got to hide it. You got to do more, family. You just got to do more, or you don't eat. Well, you gonna say the universe being mad at you? If you put in the wrong fertilizer or you put the plant in the wrong dirt, it's not gonna yield a harvest. Now, you're gonna think the universe doing you wrong, or you're gonna adapt to your surroundings and learn that terrain. Which one you gonna do? Because a feminine man would just sit here and complain. Well, it ain't growing. The ground is too, man, you got to do something. Let's continue.
And we do what we want.
At, brother?
We do not, brother. We do not do what we can. We do what we want. Well, we are a reflection of God, brother. A man is a reflection of God.
Correct.
A man does for his family what he wants. A man puts in real work. A man wakes up just to serve God and his family, brother.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
And for you to die for your,
he ain't lying. A man who understands the thing that he has taken on, the mantle that he has taken on, being a leader, a husband, provider for his family, a leader for his children, he wakes up with a joy to do it all over again. Yo, this man ain't lying, man. When I used to have to go to work every day, I went to work with joy in my heart. I was grateful to have a job, to be able to provide for my family. I was grateful. And that means whether you're grateful to a God or anything, you're grateful because you understand that you have an opportunity that you normally wouldn't have. So to have the opportunity to provide for your family, to be able to see their mouths fed, to see their bellies full, yo, that is an honor and a privilege. And you should be grateful to go out and do that. Woe to the man who gets up and is like, I don't really feel like it today. I don't really want to go to work. Woe to the man who resent his wife and family because he got to take care of them. No, that's not a man, and that's a sad sight to see. That's like seeing a woman complaining about doing duties in the house. I don't want to wash his clothes. He ain't my child. I don't want to cook his food. I don't want to. Yo, you sound lame as she do. Yo, where is the joy to love on your family and take care of them and make sure they are efficient in every way? Why is that not a joy? Why is it not a joy to wash your husband's clothes, to fold them for him, to cook for him and put food in front of him that tastes good to him? Why the hell is that not a joy? Y'all get on my nerves with that. And it's childish and it's petty and it's what destroys relationships. I don't want a wife who complain about cooking me food. I don't want a wife who complain about washing my clothes. And I'm sure my wives don't want a husband. Babies, ladies, my loves, do y'all want a man who complain about going to work? Do y'all want a man who complain about paying the bills? Do you want a man who complains about getting you nice things or doing nice things for you? Or do you want a man that loves doing that? Jamie Lacey, if y'all own, please answer the question. What would you prefer? A man who loves his duty, who loves what he do for his family, who brags about it, who wakes up and is joyous about going to work before he even goes? Or would you rather a man wake up and complain about going to work? Like, would you rather a man walk out the damn door with an attitude because he's mad he got to go to work? Which one? Celestial said, that's why I'm single. Okay, you'll pay for it in your later years. See, that stuff sounds funny now. I can choose to be single, but life is tough and life is about stages. One day you'll be older, okay? And you're going to need help. And you stayed single because you didn't want to contribute to nobody, and you'll pay for it in the end. I guarantee you. Jamie says, a man who loves doing for his family. Absolutely. A man who loves it and takes pride in it, Lacey says. Absolutely. Just like I don't want a wife who complains about taking care of me. I don't want a wife who complains about washing my clothes, who complains about ironing them, who complains about feeding me, who complains about nurturing me. Why the fuck would I want that? Baby, can I get some loving and some nurturing? Oh, I don't want it, man. I don't want that. Jamie says, I love it here, my king, and I love you being here. I am so grateful for you. See how that works, family? And because you're grateful for that person and everything they contribute, they can get whatever they want from you because they've proven to be worthy. As a man, you should have a wife who you would not say no to for anything because she's shown you that she's worthy of that. You understand what I'm saying? You'll give her your last because you trust that she ain't using you for your money. You know she loves you. So you're not going to hesitate to make sure that she has everything that she needs. Does that make sense? I love my wives. I love performing for my wives. I love seeing my wives happy from the things I've done and put around them, right? When Lacey went out and said, I want that bed for my room. I want that. I was glad to buy it. And I love the fact that it's comfortable to her. I love the fact that she can roll over 20 times and still be in that big ass bed, right? When Jamie picked out her bedroom, Daddy bought that bedroom without asking a question. I didn't say, you sure about the money? No, I got it for him. You guys go back and see the video where I bought this house and bought the furniture for this house. My kids got what they wanted. My wives got what they wanted. Me, on the other hand, I can wait. I'll put mine together with time, but I want them to go in with everything they need. Lacey says it's an honorable privilege to witness it. To witness it is the ultimate expression of love and peace. Much gratitude. And I love you, Queen. Absolutely. Absolutely, family. And you look at a family who uses this and who applies this to their life. We give each other our all. I ain't no budget. I give you the world, but just understand I have to have a budget. If I give you it all, we won't survive. So don't ask for more than would cripple the family, and you good. You good. Don't ask for more than what you given, and you good. Trust me. Let's continue.
The family tired is a privilege.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Yes, brother.
When you get paid,
praises,
and you paying 100%, what do you do for yourself,
brother?
What do you do for yourself, brother?
I'll answer that question. I want to answer that question. What do you do for yourself? What do you do for yourself if you pay 100%? You give your family an opportunity here to take care of other things because you have provided for the utility all on your own. That makes you a mighty man. So now your children can get in where they fit in, and so can your wife. But that should look like the other side of 100% for you. That means you should get children who respect you, children who adore you, children who understand that because you work, they're going to work too, children who embody the principles and the practices that you put forth, and a wife who respects you like a motherfucker for it, and a wife who equally keeps up with you. That's what you should get for it, King. What are you saying? Like, do I get to buy myself something? What exactly are you saying? Because what you get from that is something that money can't even buy. But let's continue.
When you have a wife and you're taking care of this great woman because you chose her.
Correct.
So you're only going to choose a great wife. You're not going to choose a evil wife unless you're an evil man. And when you're doing for this woman 100%, guess what this good, loving, nurturing woman going to do for you? She going to nurture you 100%. Now she's more softer, brother. Your food tastes better because it's filled with love. You're not looking at your woman tired. You're not looking at your woman crying because she's exhausted. You're seeing your woman smiling and having the patience, the divine understanding to play with and be with the children. She's not impatient, brother. So all I'm saying is I understand your frustration because I know it's hard out here for men. I understand.
So if he's calling, taking more time to put into the food to make sure it tastes even better, more time to put into the garden, she has more time to do all these things, making them better, making the quality of them better. If he's saying that equates to softer, then I undo my last disagreement. But if he's adding softer to these other lists of things, then I still disagree. It shouldn't make her softer, okay? It shouldn't make her softer. She should already be a loving wife for him, no matter what. You understand? But it should give her time to be able to focus on cooking more, on nurturing more, on cleaning more. So the house should be a little cleaner. The food should taste better. The children should be nurtured more. Yes, because she has more time. She has 100% of her time to give for that. Just like if he gives 100% of his time to his work, to his utility, he would make more money. But we didn't say become a better man for her. He's still going to be the same man. He's still going to be a listener. He's still going to be patient. He's still going to have good conflict resolution. He's still going to know how to lift her to make her feel beautiful. Those things don't enhance because she got a better job. He should already be doing that for that person. And she should already be soft for him. Those things shouldn't be predicated on what you do for each other. As a woman, you should just simply be soft. As a man, you should be a gentleman. That's exactly where it should be. You're not buying those from each other. That should be who you are. Let's go.
Stand it. But you got to become more stronger and more harder than your circumstances. So if one job isn't taking care of your family, get another one. And if that one doesn't take care of your family, get another one. And then tell your wife, this is the plan, baby. I'm going to go hard for 2 years, 3 years, but this is the plan. And if we execute this, if you nurture this correctly with the knowledge and information that I give you, we'll be successful when we get out of this situation. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. And if you have a wife who can trust you to do all that you're saying, if she has good faith, if she understands that, the time frame, hey, look, we ain't going to be able to do all we want to do in these first 3 or 4 years, and she understands the mission, she'll work with you, and she full well understands this. But this conversation should be had before you even marry her, because that'll set apart if she's really wife material or not, right? You should be able to sit down with your wives and say, here's my plan. That's what I did with my wives. My plan is that y'all don't work. And what we're going to do with that is when you don't work, you're going to put your time you're going to use your time to build your platforms. We're going to do interviews. We're going to create content. We're going to grow our food. We're going to sell clothing. We're going to sell products. We're going to do these things to access our wealth. And I want to give you the free time to learn those things and get good at those things. What is it that you would love to do? And they told me what they would love to do and how they see themselves making money and what skills they have. And I trusted them on that. They trusted me that I would provide for them until they can do that. And that's what we did. And now we have a three finance household. My children actually make money as well. And I can't ask for more. And it shouldn't be that I'm planning on paying all the bills. Life should get easier for me. When you get older, you're not going to be able to hunt and catch the amount of fish or deer that you used to catch. So now you're going to depend on your tribe to make sure that everybody's still adequate. So my children will contribute to this big ass mansion that I bought. My wives will contribute ultimately to this big mansion that I bought. The garden contributes. Everything contributes to make it so we, the elders, we, the matriarchs and the patriarchs, do not die providing for these kids, but that it works more so like a tribe. When you get older, you have now taught your children how to hunt. They have your young bodies that you gave them through creating them. And they have your strong mind that you gave them through raising them. And now they use both of those together to help you eat. And now you're not responsible for it all, right? That's how it works. Just as she takes over on the chores, and now she's not washing dishes every day. Now she's not sweeping every day. She's not doing lawn work every day. Your children take over on this. I'm hoping you guys understand where I'm coming from, but let's continue.
Again, brother, I'm just a man that loves you. And majority of us men have never had fathers. And if we did have fathers, they weren't strong, brother. We've never seen our mothers love correctly. So we're repeating what we've seen. We've seen women go hard for so long. We believe it's in their nature to go hard. The queen should never be in the battlefield.
But you're still in no place to say that a man is not a man.
The queen should never be on the battlefield. That is my motto. That's why I protect my family. I don't have my wives speak back to any of you people online that try to hurt my wives or my family. They do not belong on the battlefield. But that is not to say she doesn't belong in the garden. Okay? Because you're making it about war now, Yada, when that wasn't what it was about. Now you've made survival equal to war. And that's not the same. That's not the same. War is when someone's trying to take your territory. No, you're not going to have your wives go fight with you during that. Somebody show up at the house. You're not saying, let's go, baby. Let's get rid of the intruder. You're saying you find somewhere safe, get somewhere safe with the children. I got us. That's when you're in war. You're not asking for her help on that. At least you shouldn't be. You understand now? My wives know how to shoot a gun because we are known, okay? So we all be packing. You run up on us, it's 3 shots, and they all know how to aim. But that's not because they're the protectors. It's so that they are not left desolate if something happens to me, right? They can protect themselves. Each person should know how to protect themselves. Each person should know how to cook, right? Just as a man should know how to take care of himself all the way around, they should. But if somebody shows up to my house, I'm not asking my wives to go grab a pistol. You understand? But I do want my wives to feel comfortable to be able to know that, hey, if I'm not around at the time, or if somebody takes me out, you're not left now out here to dry, ready to be, attacked by somebody. No, we survive stronger together, but it's not a war, Yada. This is simply survival. So let's not move the goalpost to now we're talking about war. But let's continue.
And because he's not paying 100%.
So what do you consider that, brother? Because a man is a provider.
Of course he is.
A provider 100%, brother. You can't do 50% of your job.
No. So if a man, say a woman gets with a guy based on his utility, right? She believes he can protect her, number 1, with his utility. She believes he can hunt and provide for the family, number 2, with his utility. She believes he can occupy territory with his utility. In those ways, a man provides. He provides the land for you to live on. That don't mean he harvests all the damn grass on it or green on it, and that he hunts off all the grounds. No, it's based on his power, the man that he has manifested himself to be, that he's able to get that territory. But you have to do your part when you occupy it. Do you understand? So he provides the territory. He provides his utility. He does hunt. He does do all those things, but you can't, as a woman, think that you're just coming in here and living on this man's land without any contribution. That is ridiculous, family. That's ridiculous. Let's continue.
And tell me that you're a provider. You're trying to provide. So you're trying to be a
So what
man.
do you think about 70-30? Since 50-50 is an issue.
Brother, do you need your woman to provide for you 30% of the time? Or are you that excuse my language, are you that weak of a man that...
Well, there's a trigger moment. What about 70-30? And he goes, well, brother, let me insult you here. Are you that weak of a man? No, just Yada. What about 70-30, King? What about 70-30? Right now he's 50-50. So he's saying if I pick up a couple more hours, right, find a second job potentially, it may not yield enough money for her to quit. Right? So what about 30%? Right? What do you think about that? It's just your thoughts. Now you got to go, are you that weak of a man that you even need 30? Yo, just answer the question. Why he got to be weak in that scenario? Sometimes you need each other. As a man, that's your goal, to assess the wealth. And if you get it before you get her, it still don't mean that you won't have downtime. So you may go through a bad year where you absolutely need her to go make some money too. What you gonna say? You a weak man for those years, Yada? Yo, that's crazy. Let's say a woman loses something. She gets injured. She can't nurture. She can't clean the house. She hurt her back. Jamie hurt her back. Sometimes she can't clean like she used to. She can't bend down and pick stuff up like she used to. What, is she a weak woman now? Lacey pregnant right now. She can't do a lot of things she used to do. What, is she weak? Come on, bro. We pick up where our spouses fall short. It ain't they weak. You don't do, that's not how it works, man. That's messed up. I don't like that type of mentality. Are you that weak that you need 70-30? No, he may be at the place in his life right now where something could have happened, or that's where he is right now. Well, that's what's required, but that don't make him weak, man. Yo, his philosophy makes him weak. Okay, so he just may have not gotten to where he's gonna get yet. You know, a lot of these men that you see that's wealthy right now, Yada, life for them was very grueling. Some of them slept in their cars. Were they weak when they did that? Come on, man. Some of them didn't have money to get through. They didn't even have a woman and was still broke. Were they weak? Yo, you can't call a seed while it's underground, soaking in the nourishment. Okay, it's in that dark place. Nobody sees it yet, right? You can't call that weak. Man, he's figuring it out. You got to allow that. Let's continue, though.
That you can't provide for your family.
So once again, I'm not a man and I'm weak because I'm not paying 100%.
Brother,
it's hard out here, brother.
Brother, what man says it's hard?
The ones that know it is.
The ones that, so what about the men that are taking care of their women? What separates you from this man?
They're just at that point already.
They're at
Exactly.
So when I'm at that point, guess what?
Exactly. I look at it like you're a fruit on trees, right? Every fruit don't ripen at the same time. Some of them will ripen eventually. So you can't walk up to the tree and say, that's good fruit, that's bad fruit. Man, you come back next week, that'll be bad fruit. It will have spoiled. It will have fell to the ground, bruised and spoiled because you didn't pick it on time. And that other one that wasn't right will be very ripe. That's one of the mistakes that women make. They see a man where he is right now, they determine him not to be good because they don't have no damn vision. So they go get somebody who seem to have it now, but they don't have all of the development that they have. They just got the money. So they forsake a good man for a wealthy man. And then they get with this man realizing he don't love them. He don't see value in them. They easily replaceable when as long as they with this man. He don't care nothing about what they bring to the table. So now they don't have any value and they can't even be seen in the eyes of this man. When really that guy who you was the apple of his eye, if you could just trust in him, the fact that you inspire him with your beauty and your femininity, he would have accomplished all that because he would have wanted to give you the world, but you went and got with somebody who don't give a damn about you. Yo, your life gonna look very different with that man. And often ladies will see that one guy done took off and now he's somebody and here she is want to come back now. That ain't how it works, man. He ain't weak because you don't pick him right now, because you don't deem him worthy right now. He's figuring it out. You don't know what's inside of him. We shouldn't say we're going to determine that and call that weak or strong based on where you are right now in life. Come on, man, that's crazy. So like he said, the difference between me and those other men is that they're further along on their journey. I will get there, brother. Don't you call me weak. Let's continue.
Guess what? It's a different story.
Are you striving to take care of your woman 100%?
Who's to say I'm not?
I'm asking,
but you can't say I'm not.
Praise it.
You're there saying, oh yeah, man,
brother.
Another feminine move. This brother got a lot of feminine qualities. The one thing I'll give Yada is that he don't have any feminine qualities that I see here, other than not being rational sometimes. Other than sometimes the things that he say, they're just not rational from a objective point of view, and they're kind of living in a dream world. But he's very masculine in his approaching the things that he wants. This other brother has a lot of things to work on here. He asked this man a question, are you striving? Who said I wasn't? Why are you asking me a double question, bro? Are you striving? Yes or no? Yo, and that's how you end up in a damn argument, because people do stuff like this. When two men are talking, you're supposed to work very hard to not do that stuff with each other. When y'all get into it, y'all start fist fighting, somebody can lose their life or freedom. You're supposed to work very hard to make sure that you maintain man frame. Don't sit here and get in your emotions and start saying slick shit and responding back with an attitude. You understand? So do you strive for that? Who say I don't? The answer is yes. Yes, I strive for that. If you do, yes, I strive for that. Then you can work through the conversation, but this is childish. Let's continue.
I'm striving for it.
Are you striving?
I'm striving for it.
So you're not the brothers I'm talking about.
But it seemed like you just
okay. So if Yada says if you're striving for it, then you're not the brother I'm talking about. So basically, Yada is saying men who are not striving for it, men who are living that as a social norm. We both work. It is what it is. I refuse to pay 100%. If I'm with a woman, she's gonna pay half. That man is not seeing the benefit, okay, of becoming a complete utilitarian and giving her the responsibility of the home, the domestic duties. He doesn't see the value in that. So that man to him says, hey, we both working. Well, that's fine for that man. I guess you can say that that's not a man. But really, y'all, I don't think we should get into whether somebody a man or they not. I think it should be about, how do you want your family to be? What do you want it to look like? Well, as a man, you have a right to create the style of family that you're trying to create. You just got to find a woman or women who agree with the lifestyle of family and legacy that you're trying to create. I'm not going to tell you you're a weaker man because of the lifestyle that you want or the family you're trying to create. I just think that's wrong, right? That's subjective, right? So again, it shouldn't be about whether you're a man or not, but I do believe we should have a rites of passage so we can get to a point where we're self-sufficient, if you want to call that manhood, and self-sufficient, if you want to call that womanhood. We should each know how to cook, clean, protect ourselves, survive. We should each know how to do those duties, even on your own family. So that when you come together, it's twice as much. Both of you know how to cook and clean and provide and survive. That means your family is now efficient. If only one person knows those things, then the family is now dependent on that other person to stay alive and be healthy enough to do those things. So the better you can give your family and children your skill sets too, the sooner you will be in a place where you can say, we are safe now, right? We are a complete family. But it can't be a complete family if everybody's depending on his intellect, his money, his know-how, and they just lost without him. You understand? A man has failed his family if they're completely lost without him. Let's continue.
On every brother.
Brother, I'm talking about the men.
You on every brother.
Man, all praises due to the Most High, man.
You know, you seen Minister Society, right? Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
Hey, brother. You know, sometimes, brother, you know, we just got to give all praises due to the Most High and be mindful of some of the things that come out of our mouths. So if I offended you in any way, shape, or form, I apologize. But brother,
powerful. Yada's display of man frame right there says a lot about him. He was just insulted. He could have taken it there, right? Bullshit, Sharif. What do you like? That's disrespectful. The brother's trying to give you right knowledge. Yes, you contending with it. Yeah, you don't understand it, but that's not a reason to be combative, right? But the brother said, all praises, man. Sometimes we have to be mindful of the words that come out of our mouth. So with that being said, I apologize for offending you. Listen, bro, most men can't adopt that mindset because we too tough. We think we have to show our teeth, our fangs, instead of showing patience and discernment here. This man will go far in life because he does not choose the way of chaos, and what you focus on expands. He said, I'm still going to choose life. This man insulted me. I could focus on that. I could make that a problem, but I'd rather just apologize to the brother and offer understanding as to how I may have made him feel. Yo, that's a man right there. That's a king right there. Let's continue. Shout out to you, Yada. I just want to give you your flowers for that one. Let's go.
A man is one that can uplift his family as a whole, or is striving like yourself to do that. I'm talking about the men that are comfortable living off of women. And most men are triggered because they gotten comfortable allowing women to provide for them, brother. They're not looking for wives. They're looking for mother figures. And the sad part, our women are the ones that turn these men the way they are. But why do they do that? Because they've never had a strong man to lead and guide them into the right direction, brother.
Powerful conversation there. I enjoyed that. Great content there. I would have to say overall, I agree with Yada. A man should be working to make sure that he is self-sufficient for his family and try to give them the best chances to succeed. And honestly, that is without her being the utilitarian, because he is built for that. He literally is, man. And so if he can figure out a way to make his utility and his mind come together, and he can create a family, create a lifestyle for himself so he can take care of his family, that's the best possible place for him to be. It truly is. I didn't understand that until I did it, family. I used to go to work every single day to feed my family. I was in sales, and I completely understood that if I don't sell, I don't eat. So I had to make sure I take as many ups as possible. I barely took lunches. I wasn't eating right. When I'm at work, Jamie would fix my food, of course, at home. But when I got to work, if she gave me work, I wouldn't even eat it. It just sat back there in the damn canteen in the break room because I didn't want to leave. I knew that it was imperative that I make money for my family, right? But now, since I figured out a way to make my money with my mind and my skill sets, I don't have to go to work every day, and I access more wealth than I ever thought I could. I thought I was doing something when I made 70 bands a year, 100 bands a year. I had not even saw half of what I could make if I use my mind and my gifts and my ability to access my wealth. I am now able to give my family a life what I would have never dreamed of because I've taken the time to trust what the universe or God has in me, whatever y'all want to call it. Y'all know I don't have the same ideas as y'all as far as religion and God, but I tell men all the time, learn, and women too, learn what skills you have, learn what talents that you have. And in your younger years, when they say you should be playing with toys as a child, you actually should be sharpening your skills. I got my son right now, Israel. He loves to draw. He loves to write books. Guess what he spent his time doing? Drawing and writing books. He's already writing his first major book. Like I'm talking about novel. He's writing like a Harry Potter type book with different characters, mythological characters in it. He's putting study. He animates his own drawings. My daughter, she's an excellent artist. I have her spend time drawing so that she can have a skill that people will want to buy from her. My son, he's a musician. He's an artist. He raps. He makes his own songs. He's already made several songs, got his own studio in his room, and he knows the only way for him to be the best rapper alive is to wake up every day and rap. And you don't need nobody outside of yourself to do that. So my son, my oldest son, he likes basketball and rapping. So he said, I want to go to the NBA one day. Well, get outside and practice. Let me tell you something, son. If you got the skills, they won't deny you. How do you get the skills? Do you get them by sitting on the couch? No, you get them by going outside. So go outside and put the work in and sharpen yourself and carve out a place in the universe for yourself. But that looks like working on you. That's what it looks like. So when my son in there rapping and writing his bars and rehearsing and going outside and shooting the hoops, and my other son is drawing and writing in his book and weighing his ideas on me with his book and things of that nature. When my daughter's drawing and saying, Daddy, look what I got. When she pours her time into her daughter, yo, this is them sharpening themselves. And until they make that something that they can use to serve them, I got this. But you can't be lazy and sit on your gift. As long as you're working on your gift, I'll provide. I'll make sure we good. That's it. You ain't got to leave when you're 18. You ain't got to leave when you're 21. You ain't got to ever leave if you help me pay off this house. Do you understand? Because I'm going to leave it to you when I die. So stay here if you want. Help me pay the bills if you want to. Actually, I require that. If you grown and you in my crib, some of the money that you bring in is for the hunt. It is, man. My kids ain't going to be able to tell me I shouldn't have to help. Yes, you should. I'm not crippling you, yo. No, that's not how it works. We have kids sons who walk around 20 years old with their hand out for allowance. By this time, they should have been a contributor to the family, but they still want you to get them money. We think that's okay. Why didn't you teach your child to assess that couple $100 a month that you give them for allowance? Yo, I was like that. Giving my children allowance, and when, on tough months I couldn't do it, I felt bad. Needless to say, I'm sitting here crippling my kids because they depended on me to give them money that they ain't got to work for. Listen, family, go to Amazon, get the book. It's going to challenge you. It's going to trigger you because I'm coming against the way we see things. I'm coming against our culture and how we currently raise our children. I'm telling you, the way we've been doing it is wrong. Your children are not just somebody for you to take care of. They're somebody who, once you raise them, they're supposed to take care of you. One day you'll be old and you're going to need them. Now, of course, they got retirement homes now and all these different damn centers and old people homes. But back when you had a tribe, all you had was your tribe. So the older you got, they carry you. They become your crutch. You carried them. You fed them when they couldn't walk and when they couldn't eat. You fed them. Why is it that they get to forsake the latter part of the transition? Now they put you down. And in doing that, your kids understand that they die one day, that they get old. One of my best friends, Sean Logan, his father had to move in with him in his older age. Sean never thought he'd have to experience that. His father had dementia. He didn't even remember who his son was. So his son has to go through having to remind his daddy who he is every day. His daddy lost control of his bowel movements. He drove his car, jumped in his son's car, drove it into somebody's house. Who got to pay for that, y'all? But he didn't put his daddy in no home. His daddy passed in the home. Yo, that was devastating for him and his family. But they learned something in that. Sean learned a valuable lesson in that. That one day he gonna get old. Sean said, man, in my mind, yo, I thought I was invincible, immortal. I know we're not, but we think about surviving the day, like not dying to something that would take our lives early. We're not thinking about getting so old you lose your fucking mind. Are you planning for that, Kings? What about when you lose your mind? If you lose your mind, will your son be there for you just as Sean was there for his daddy? Because they want you to leave them everything you work for. But they're not willing to put you down. They think they're too good for that. You a burden. How many homeless men you see on the street right now who raised a family, but now don't have one? They living on the damn streets. Their kids got houses. Yo, get this book, yo. I'm telling you now. It's going to show you that we've been making a major problem. We've been creating and contributing to a major problem, that we're raising families that we don't even have access to when we get old. You forgetting about yourself when you're raising your family. You're going to get old. When you get old, all your predecessors, your children, your future selves, your ascendants, do they know the mission? Do they think that when you die and leave it to them that they spend it? Or do they think they save it for their children? Do they think that you leaving them an inheritance is theirs to spend? Do they think that? Because they got it wrong. If they think that, you should have raised them up to be self-sufficient so they wouldn't need you to die to get your shit. The shit that you leave them is for their children's children. It ain't for you, it's for your children's children. It ain't for them. So when I say, hey, son, I wrote you in the will, he shouldn't be licking his chops. He should be saying, and I'm going to use what you taught me, Dad, to preserve that. When I leave money to my daughter, when I leave money to my other son, when I leave money to my future son with Lacey, they shouldn't be banking on me to die to use that money to survive. They should be saying, and I'm going to use everything you taught me to preserve that for my children's children. Thank you, D. Ham. Renee Florence. The name of the book is The Traditional Home and the Modern Home as You Know It is a Broken Home. Just, you can go to Amazon, type in books by Kevin Wesley. All 4 of my books will come up. But if you want to type in, just type in Modern Home, Kevin Wesley, or Traditional Home, Kevin Wesley, and Amazon. Get the book. It's definitely going to challenge how you think, because we have been raising our children to depend on us, and that's it. We're not raising them to understand that this family is yours too. Every tribal member got a debt to the tribe. First, you got to add a tribal member. You don't get to say, I don't want kids. No, when you bring a tribal member into the universe, they have a debt to that tribe, and you got a debt to them. So their debt is they got to add to the family legacy by creating children. Their debt is they got to create to the family or add to the family that spent the first part of their years, the former part of their years, providing for them. So before your kids could hunt, before they could access food, you was feeding them. There's a debt for that. There's a debt for that. One day you was eating and you never had to hunt. So one day you will hunt so somebody else doesn't have to. And that could mean your father and mother in their old age. It could mean your brother or sister who's crippled. Man, you owe your family, man. Stop thinking that you just yours. My life is just mine. I can just go do what the fuck I want to. I don't have to care nothing about what my mama and daddy want. Yeah, they raised you wrong if you think that. Your life is not just yours. It belongs to your family and your tribe. And if you don't get that, you will have a broken home. I can guarantee you that. And you'll be all alone out here. Make up your mind. You can decide what you want. You can say whatever is whatever. There's no such thing as right and wrong. I get it. Just know this. Your life will look like your decisions. If you don't spend your life raising your children, you will find out real quick what that shit look like. Okay? I'm just letting you know. You can choose whatever lifestyle you want to live. You can say I'm wrong. I don't mind that. But what I'm telling you is that your life will look like the decisions that you make. So I hope you guys got something out of it with this lovely conversation that these two brothers had. I encourage you, y'all, to do more of those conversations. I think you got something. I'd love to review the next one that you have. Don't flag me for using your content. Fair use. Hopefully you okay with me using your content. I don't agree with the totality of what you were saying, just the 2 points that you made. I felt like you shouldn't, I'll think. We don't feel, we think. I think that those 2 points were moot points. They do not cover the basis of all women, as they will not all get soft if you man up. Some of them will disrespect you even if you man up, and there are so many men who can attest to this. So I believe that you would say, Yada, it's all in how you pick your wife. And if you pick the right wife, now what you're saying makes sense. With the right wife, and if a man is trying to become that, then that's what works, right? Instead of just, you're not a man if, right? And if you do this for a woman, she'll become softer. No, not necessarily, right? So we understand that. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. If you want to review this and offer your insight, that's fine. If you want to hit me up and have a formal conversation or debate on these topics, we can certainly do that. It is all in respect. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for your contribution to the universe. I haven't had access to a lot of your content, but I will definitely tap into it now. However, I have seen you, brother. I've seen you for the last couple of years. So you've been out here doing it for the last couple of years. I do know at least you had 2 wives before. Don't know if you still do now. But just know we see you, bro. We see you out here. Again, because I'm so busy creating my own content and trying to fulfill my own mission, I haven't looked at your stuff. I might have seen you on my timeline a couple of times, but this video was sent to me over and over, and now I'm interested. Okay, you've piqued my interest. I'm gonna take another look, and hopefully you do another sit down, maybe with this brother or another one. I think you should continue doing that. Y'all think y'all should continue doing that? Y'all, let's show him some love. Let's give him some encouragement. Do y'all think this was a great conversation? That this was great content? Post it in the comments right here. Let us know. Let me highlight your comment, D-Ham. Just because I respect you and things that you have to say, we have a lot of the same insight. So I definitely respect that you saying I'm speaking facts. And let me know, hey man, you a good measuring stick for me. If you say that sound off, then I'll listen to you, because we kind of see things about the same, right? Holy A says you are not wrong. You are absolutely correct. I appreciate that, Holy A. So this is why I fight for men's rights. To their children, 99.99% dads. I want the book. This is a serious conversation. Absolutely, Holy A. Please get that. Denisha Hunter says, great content. Yada, great content. Freddie Field says, great content. So we definitely want to see more of this content. Is there a promo code available? Not right now. I'll probably offer one this month. I'll do a sale for it this month. The book's only about $30 though. Trust me, it's worth the read. It's worth the investment. And I am doing a book club, so make sure that when you get the book, let me know, and I invite you to my room. I got a Facebook page, a private Facebook page. Already has over 5,000 people. That is the book club. We read the books together. We have conversations together, and starting in the next week or so, we're going to be having builds. So if you guys are in Atlanta, I will be using a couple of restaurants and bars in Atlanta that want me to come do content and just have conversations with the people. Okay, so we'll play videos like this and talk about them in an open setting inside of a restaurant, so we can hear all of your thoughts and we can really have community builds. So let me know if you're in Atlanta and that's something that you will be interested in. But if you are getting my books, then you will have a discount to all of my events. Bring the books with you. I will be reading from them. We'll have open discussions. It's going to be powerful. Okay. So guys, I'm looking forward to that. Just stay tuned for that. All right. Get the book. Let me know that you got it. I'll add you to the book club group. And of course, stay tuned for to my page in the community or on Facebook, Facebook, you know, all the social media, YouTube, TikTok, for me to advertise when I'm going to be doing my speaking engagements where I have you guys come out. All right. So trust me, family, we about to get into it. All right. I'm very happy about the content that I'm going to be putting forth, that I have been putting forward. So just stay tuned for it, family. I'll be in Atlanta next week for my birthday, brother. What day, Adonis? I'll probably be already starting my builds, community builds. Maybe if you're available, you can come out and you can speak. Guys, I'll have a podium for you guys to be able to share your thoughts, and I will use some of your thoughts as clips, as reels, as stories, and make videos out of the content, so you'll be able to see yourself up on the channel, giving your thoughts. Maybe you got something that you can contribute to the community. Okay, Adonis said the 11th. Okay, and that's a powerful name, Adonis, by the way. All right. Anyway, family, that's it for today. I love you guys. Thank you for checking out the content. Hopefully, I said something that you guys can make applicable to your life. And if you have any questions or concerns, mess around and hit me. You know what I mean? And I tagged Yada, but if you guys want to send it to him, tell him check it out. That's fine. Yada, full well able to reach out to me through Instagram, Kevin Wesley B_rise. Message me, brother, if you have something to say to me about this video. If you want to have another build, we definitely can. But I love the content, and I'm looking forward to you making something else. All right, King. Peace, family. I'll see y'all soon. More likes than viewers. I like that. I like that. But we need more likes when you view it. We do, family. We got to get this there so people can see it. The more likes and the more times y'all interact makes it available for other people to see the content. So if you think the content is good, it's useful for people to hear it, you think it'd be beneficial for the community, start tagging people into the post, get them to the video, share it with some people. And again, I know I don't go live every day. I go live actually very rarely, and that hurts me in the algorithm. So I am going to be going live a lot more, and I'm looking for the best day and time to do that. I've been looking for you guys to let me know. That will be on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, preferably Friday, Saturday. It seems like most of you guys said the afternoon is better. I think that'll put me at around like maybe 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock as far as going live goes. But it'll be one of those 3 days. And of course, I'm working on a podcast with my brother, The Truth, and that'll probably be on a Friday or Saturday. So we'll probably do it on whichever day is not that day, right? But me and my brother is still working out the times that we're going to do this podcast so we can make sure we do it faithfully every single Friday or Saturday, whenever we do it. But just stay tuned, family. We'll get you the details. All right? Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it is in that chaos that you have found yourself. Peace, family.